Well, a very good morning and a warm welcome here from the English Institute of Sport in Sheffield. We're here, of course, for the World Boxing Cup. We had a great day of boxing yesterday, so some of the best in the world on display. A couple of upsets, arguably, but a good day overall for the home fighters. Our interests, of course, in the Welsh, Scottish and English fighters here, vying for their place for selection for the Olympic qualifying tournament for the Olympics next month. Plenty of home interest today. We've got Englishman McDonald kicking us off in the flyweight category in the opening bout of this morning's session. England's Kerry Davis at middleweight. England's Chantel Reid also at middleweight, although they've got different opponents. Welshman Taylor Bevan in the light heavyweight category. England's Ramtin Musa in the light heavyweight, and also Scotland's Alan Perry in the light heavyweight category. So plenty of home interest on the way today. Another top quality day of Olympic style boxing ahead of us. Not just a matter of pride for the boxers representing their countries, but the opportunity to cement their selection for the next Olympic qualification tournament in Italy next month. For these boxers, their dreams depend on their performances at this stage of the Olympic cycle. So there really is a great deal at stake. For us though, of course, simply the opportunity to be able to watch some of the best in the world go head to head. We had one example of that yesterday in the super heavyweight category. What a cracking bout we had, and that of course it was a home interest fighter as well in DJ Delicious Ori, who wasn't successful in progressing to the next stage. But what a fight we had, and there are going to be some absolute crackers, so don't take your eyes off the action today. Gemma Richardson, Commonwealth Games silver medalist, will be joining us for co-commentary shortly, but let's first go to our MC, Craig Denholm.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the English Institute of Sport, Sheffield. My name is Craig Denholm, and I'm your Master of Ceremonies for this session of the GB Open World Boxing Cup. The event is brought to you by GB Boxing, UK Sport, the National Lottery, Sheffield City Council, England Boxing and Sting. Our competing nations today are the Czech Republic, Denmark, England, Finland, Germany, Mongolia, the Netherlands, Nigeria, Norway, Panama, Scotland, Sweden, French Polynesia, and the refugee boxing team. So, ladies and gentlemen, the officials are ready, the boxers are ready. It's time to make some noise, it's time to start boxing, and introducing your boxers to the ring. Firstly, introducing your red corner, representing England, give it up for KIARAN McDonald.
Representing England then, the man from Sunderland makes his way to the red corner, burst onto the scene back in 2016 at the national finals in Liverpool when he beats one Sonny Edwards. Yes, he's gone on to incredible things in the pro game with his massive fight against Bam Rodriguez at the back end of last year. Put an incredible performance out in Arizona. Considered one of the very best in the world, Sonny Edwards. That's who KIARAN McDonald, the man about to enter the ring in red, had to beat in order to win his national title back in 2016. Was selected for GB after that performance. He's gone on to win a European silver and Commonwealth Games silver.
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing your blue corner, representing Wales, give it up for Scott Richards.
Is it against the man from Wales, Scott Richards, today, as he makes his way to the blue corner. He's boxed KIARAN McDonald at the GB tournament last year in June, so these two familiar with one another. Got a good work rate, can really get stuck in at times. Wouldn't say he pushed KIARAN McDonald in that last outing, but he did have moments of success, so it'll be interesting to see what he's gained from this one. Welsh legend, of course, Colin Jones, MBE, former fighter, Wales Sports Personality of the Year back in '83. Real legend of the sport in Wales in his corner.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 13, which is a flyweight contest scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes. and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing the all red with white trim and representing England, give it up for KIARAN McDonald. And across the ring, his opponent boxing out of the blue corner, wearing all blue with white trim and representing Wales, give it up for Scott Richards. Your referee at the bell, Mr. Jürgen Schroeder of Germany.
Stacey Copeland here with you this morning to take you through the action, and alongside me got GB boxer Gemma Richardson, Commonwealth Games silver medalist and youth world and European champion. Gemma, you're just fresh from sparring Rosie Eccles, who was with us yesterday on commentary, who's obviously secured her place at Paris 2024. I imagine a pretty intense spar. We'll talk about that in just a moment, but KIARAN McDonald, I was saying, really burst onto the scene. Well, not onto the scene of boxing, but certainly caught the eye of GB in 2016 when he beat one Sonny Edwards in Liverpool. I was there for that fight, interviewed him after it actually, and that was the beginning for him of the internationals in a sense, because he got selected for GB after that and gone from strength to strength since then.
Yeah, he's one of the most experienced on the team, I'd say now, so it'll be interesting this fight obviously with Scott, who's new to the GB team as well. They both know each other very well.
He's been on the programme a long time now, KIARAN McDonald, European silver medalist and Commonwealth Games silver medalist in 2022. And of course you were there at that one in Birmingham. What was that like to be part of a huge event like that on home turf?
Yeah, it was surreal. Obviously the crowds, everything about it was just crazy. It started similar, I would say, Gemma, to the last time that these two met at the GB tournament. That was last year in June. McDonald won that one, and it was a similar state of affairs with Richards, the Welshman in blue, coming forward and trying to hunt him down. But as we know, KIARAN McDonald is an excellent fighter on the back foot. His counter punch is so fast, Gemma, it's really hard to get at someone. He's really accurate with his shots as well. He's got a great IQ, KIARAN, when it comes to boxing, so he's very good at picking his shots and reading what the opponent will do.
Back in 2016, that fight with Sonny Edwards, because he's another one who likes to, I suppose what they call sometimes a twitchy fighter, when there's those tiny movements all the time, trying to encourage and goad their opponent into pulling the trigger. And it was like high noon, it was pistols drawn, it was pretty rapid, fast stuff. But look at the defensive prowess of KIARAN McDonald there. He's so evasive defensively, Gemma, so hard to pin down.
So hard to hit, and when he gets them, when he does throw them shots, the eye-catching shots as well.
Less than a minute remaining in this opening round. I think Scott Richards has applied himself well, though. He's done everything that he can within, you know, the level of experience he's got at this point.
Yeah, definitely. I think he'll make it a tough fight for KIARAN.
Nice reverse 1-2 from the Welshman. Working well behind that jab when he gets the opportunity, but constantly moving target, KIARAN McDonald. And so quick with those counters. They come from all different angles at a rapid pace. He's really doing well at stepping in, Scott Richards, and he's had some successes here. It's been a good opening round from him.
KIARAN just throws them shots from all angles as well, which you don't expect to see where they're going to come from. Yeah,
sometimes he's got a really sort of wide looping counter punch, and then sometimes it's straight down the pipe, isn't it? So you don't know what to expect. You're getting. Yeah, it's difficult to defend yourself against, but a good opening round there. So let's get to your spar with Rosie Eccles this morning then. As I say, she was alongside us for commentary yesterday and was saying that obviously she's delighted to have secured qualification for Paris after many setbacks in her career. How was the spar this morning?
It was good. It was a good learning spar for me. Obviously Rosie's non-stop, as we all know, and she's strong.
Big puncher too.
Yeah, so it's one of them where you've got to practice and get me moving and around, because I need to get that exposure with people putting the pressure on me, and she's perfect to do that. And she doesn't hold back, but she also doesn't take it too easy.
So Scott Richards, the Welshman,
seconds out,
taking instructions from his coach Colin Jones in the corner. KIARAN McDonald in red, representing England. Dave Alloway in his corner. Just two pretty incredible and experienced coaches in either corner, so top quality tacticians who'll be giving the boxers
It's a nice looping hook from Kieran there.
All the right information, and then obviously it's their job to come out and execute it as best they can. There's a good start here from Scott Richards in the second round, Gemma.
Yeah, I think he's doing all the tactics right. I think he's listening to his coaches, and he knows he's got to try pin Kieran down, and he's doing that, I think, with smart pressure, to be fair.
Yeah, he's just trying to close him down. He's got a high guard, of course, because he snaps those shots out, Kieran McDonald, as you've rightly said, from all angles, so he's cautious as he's edging in behind that front foot, trying to close him down and cut the ring off, to just close down that space with that high guard ready to let his shots go, but very, very difficult, and you've got that constantly moving target, and he moves. The difficult thing is as well, Gemma, with Kieran McDonald, is he moves whilst he's throwing as well. He doesn't, I mean, sometimes obviously plants his feet and throws, but he is
a lot of the time,
fighter that's able, isn't he, to
you haven't got
put those shots out while he's changing the angle at the same time.
You don't have that split second where he plants his feet to catch him, because he's always on the move.
He's really got to be on his A game though, Kieran, because Scott Richards is, as you say, is new to the programme. He's eager and keen to prove himself, and this is a big opportunity for him to see how much he's improved since the last time these two met. Sometimes it's a marker, isn't it, because you want to be fighting somebody different each time you're at these tournaments. You can get in with different styles and have a different type of experience, but when you are up against someone you've boxed before, you just want to do that bit better, don't you?
Yeah, you just want to see what worked from last time and what you've done better this time, and I think he's putting a good display on.
Yeah, I think he's been better at closing down the distance compared with the last time these two met, and he's again, last time he had moments of success, but this time he has landed cleanly multiple times, hasn't he, which is testament to his endeavour in this one, and the improvements that he's made since last time out, because he is in with
catching with a 1-2,
a very experienced, high quality operator, and the amount of experience that Kieran McDonald's had in the tournaments he's been to, he'll have been in front of pretty much every type of style you can imagine, Gemma.
And sometimes I think it's hard when you know someone so well to then box each other, because you know exactly what each other's going to do.
Of course, they'll spar together on camps as well, so as you say, it's difficult to find those little margins that give you the advantage. This is a really good fight between these two to kick us off for today. Top quality Olympic style boxing that we're seeing in front of us here. I think the referee just wants the doctor to check something here. Can't quite see because he's on the opposite side to us. There is some blood. It looks like a cut to the head. Yeah, it's a cut to the head of Scott Richards, the Welsh boxer in blue. So doctor just coming over just to make sure that's contained and nothing to trouble his vision. It's not certainly not affecting his vision. It's not. The blood isn't going into his eye. So doctor seems quite happy for them to continue. And we'll do a little bit of work on that in the corner. Just a few seconds away from the bell now to signal the end of the second round. There it goes. So we'll get to work now. Do what they can in the corner with that cut. Didn't quite see where that cut occurred, Gemma.
In the
Looks
hair.
like it must have been a clash of heads.
I think that's what the ref
sustain
said.
a cut in that area of the head. But as I say, they're very quickly getting to work on that now. To just try.
I don't think it's a bad one either. It's not affecting his vision or anything. So
no, it doesn't seem to be. Just looking at the replay here might give us some indication as to when what we're suspecting was a clash of heads. Not quite seeing anything there, but presumably it was, because it's highly unlikely a punch has caused that in that area of the head, so presumably was a head clash. But they're going to work on that in the corner. With the blue corner is right in front of us from our commentary position here.
Seconds out.
And shouldn't cause him too many problems that going into the final round.
Third and last round.
It's not in a position that's going to impede his vision as the blood comes down, but yeah, doesn't seem to be bothering too much, and the action's back underway, and there's some ferocious exchanges in this
been a fast
opening seconds of the third round, isn't it?
Some nice straight punches from Scotland in there.
These two, you'll notice, is often the case with fighters of the highest qualities, that they'll They'll box at really close quarters. Just the tiniest movements, change of angle, little inch here and there with the feet can change everything, Gemma, and they're able to do that because they're such highly skilled operators. Just a little word from the referee for KIARAN McDonald to keep his head up. This has been an excellent opening bout, Gemma.
Yeah, definitely. You've got two highly skilled boxers, and it's nice that they're fighting each other. A lovely 1-2 from KIARAN there, from a different angle.
He's doing a good job, Scott Richards, of staying right in front of KIARAN McDonald. His constant pressure, putting him under his. He's always coming forward, sticking that jab out, and then every opportunity he's letting his hands go, and wasn't quite successful in that last flurry, but certainly had his moments of successes, Gemma, and landed clean several times as well in this bout.
I feel like this round he's really picked it up with the footwork and closing KIARAN down more successfully. But the thing with KIARAN is he's got such good head movement as well. So when he can't use his feet, he will slip and roll.
We've talked about this the last few fights yesterday, Gemma, well throughout the day actually, that sometimes you do get a scenario like this one where you've got a fighter who's very much on the front foot, coming forward, putting the pressure on, taking that central ring position, and then a fighter who's more comfortable boxing off the back foot. To do that you have to be a highly skilled counter puncher and make sure that you've got enough volume of punches, you know, just to ensure that the judges don't see it as you sort of being on the back foot in a negative manner. A little bit of flash footwork we saw a moment ago from KIARAN McDonald. It looks like he won't be out of place on Strictly Come Dancing with those moves.
Get the glitter ball.
20 seconds remaining in this one. Who will the judges favour? That front foot, constant pressure from the Welshman Scott Richards, or the fast counter punching and movement on the back foot from the Englishman in red, KIARAN McDonald.
Burst from KIARAN McDonald.
Nice flurry there as he had the clackers and wanted to get those last shots in. Really good performance. Lovely to see that show of respect between the two fighters who, as you said, Gemma, know each other very well. Met before in the GB tournament last year, and a really good performance there from Scott Richards and KIARAN McDonald. What a way to open
great
up
bout
today's
to start
boxing.
the day. From two home nations as well, which is nice.
Yeah, it's a shame in some ways for us.
Yeah, that
you know,
they
in a biased manner,
straight
that they've
away.
drawn one another, because we'd like to see them progress, but a really, really good display from both boxers nonetheless.
Well, I think we'll both see these two in the week, because I think it's a round robin, isn't it? So I think they both get to box again, which is nice in a way.
Just making the way back to the centre now with the referee. Get the final results. It'll be interesting to see this one, and both fighters will be looking whether you've lost the when you've boxed before, whether you've lost that bout or whether you've won it. You still want to improve. If you've won it, you want to be even better.
100%.
If you've lost, you want to be better. Obviously, try and overturn it and win. Repeat or revenge, as they say. But also, you know, you just want to look for those improvements, especially when you're the more inexperienced fighter. But let's get the official result now from our MC, Craig Deno.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, bout number 13, please show your appreciation for both boxers. And ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards, where your officials at ringside score a unanimous decision victory in favour of your winner. And boxing out of the red corner, it's KIARAN McDonald.
So,
a round of applause for
another
boxers.
win again in this encounter for KIARAN McDonald from England up against Wales Welshman Scott Richards. Really good first bout to kick us off, of the highest quality, and that was an example of that front foot fighting against really excellent back foot counter punching from KIARAN McDonald. Gemma, interesting styles.
Yeah, definitely. It was a clash of styles, but I don't think Scott can be disappointed with that performance. I think he put up a really good bout against a top level boxer who's a lot more experienced as well, and it just shows what Scott can do.
Not often that the GB fighters get to fight on home turf, in front of their home fans makes a big difference, of course, doesn't it, Gemma, that you're in a situation where it's a familiar environment, you've not got the travel aspect, and also you get some home support as well. So it's a great opportunity for the English, Welsh and Scottish fighters to be close to home.
And it's probably one of the last they'll do
for our second bout of the morning.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 14, introducing your boxers to the ring. And firstly, your red corner representing Germany, give it up for SALAH Ibrahim.
So the 25-year-old German, SALAH Ibrahim, in red, making his way to the red corner. He was a gold medalist at the Cologne World Boxing Cup, the equivalent of this one that was held in Cologne last November. And that was a feat that he repeated in 2022 as well, so no stranger to being top of the podium, the German fighter. He was at the first World Boxing Challenge event in Finland last November, one of 11 boxers from 5 countries
and
to win
ladies
gold.
and gentlemen, introducing your blue corner to the ring, representing the Czech Republic, give it up for FILIP Horvath.
So the Czech Republic fighter, FILIP Horvath, making his way to the corner, the man in blue. There's certainly going to be a height discrepancy in this one. Ibrahim, the slightly taller man in red, will have the reach advantage as well, but it's all about whether you can use it, maximise the tools that you have to your benefit. We shall see, as both fighters going through the final checks with the referee before their formal introductions. We've just seen England's KIARAN McDonald overcome Welshman Scott Richards.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 14. It's a flyweight contest scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, we're in the all red with white trim, and representing Germany, give it up for SALAH Ibrahim. And ladies and gentlemen, across the ring, his opponent boxing out of the blue corner, wearing all blue with white trim, representing the Czech Republic, give it up for FILIP Horvath. Your referee at the bell, representing England, Mr. Billy McDonald.
I was just about to, just before Craig was introducing the fighters there, Gemma, I was just saying we've seen KIARAN McDonald in action a moment ago as he beat Welshman Scott Richards, and indeed he beat SALAH Ibrahim in the Tama final in November on a split decision. So he's been in with some top quality operators.
Round one.
SALAH Ibrahim, the man in red representing Germany. This in the 51 kilogram flyweight category. He has a lovely long jab. Goes straight to work with that jab, keeping the Czech Republic fighter on the end of it. And as I was saying from the opening, much the shorter fighter Horvath, Gemma, and it's about whether you can use the tools that you've got to your advantage. And SALAH Ibrahim, having seen his previous contests, is really good at keeping it at range, keeping it at distance, and sticking out that lovely long jab with great frequency. Makes it really difficult to close that distance and get at him, which is the problem that Horvath is going to have.
He throws in flurries as well, so he lets his shots go, but then he's quick out as well, so he's not just one shot go. He throws 2, 3s, 4s and then goes. High guard from the Czech Republic in blue.
Really building his profile back home in Germany as well. SALAH Ibrahim has been on German television following his journey to, obviously his big dream is to qualify for Paris 2024. This is a really important tournament for the boxers to cement their selection. They want to leave the coaches in no doubt that they are the right athlete to send to that qualification tournament, to be within a chance of fulfilling their dream of getting to Paris 2024. as we expected in this one. It's a real problem for the fighter in blue from the Czech Republic, Filip Horvath, to close that gap. Such is the rangy advantage with those long levers that Salah Ibrahim has.
I think he just needs to be a bit quick on his feet to close that range.
It's difficult to do, and often one attack in a single phase isn't enough here, Gemma. Sometimes has to be a two-phase attack, quick in the feet, go and go again, doesn't it, in order to close that gap and put a fighter like Ibrahim under pressure, who's very much in his comfort zone at this pace. Sometimes you have to go twice, as they say, don't you, to really put them under pressure.
And change it up. I think the boxer in red's found his stride a bit now and is just...
We see he's dropping his hands now, he's got that low guard, he's
feeling
into his
comfortable.
Rhythm. It's the worst thing possible when a fighter like this gets into the rhythm. We've seen him fight previously in some fights, Gemma, where he's got all that slick footwork and bobbing and weaving. And
it makes it so awkward and difficult.
A bit of a tangle there. Bit of acro yoga, I think. He is a high quality operator, Salah Ibrahim, and I've seen him in previous bouts where fighters have been sort of throwing everything at him, but they get a little bit desperate, get a bit frustrated, and it just plays into
and that's where they make more mistakes,
and because then he just rolls under it, he's away, and they're
picks his shots
find
and
themselves
goes.
just hitting thin air. There we can see all the judges have gone in favour of Ibrahim Salah, which you would expect in that one. It's a shutout round, wasn't it, Gemma?
Yeah, definitely. I think the Czech Republic hopefully now get some advice from his coaches and see if he can make any changes in this next round.
Certainly getting plenty of instruction in the corner. We've seen a bit of the replay here, and you can see that lovely relaxed style of Salah Ibrahim, and he'll be boxing well within himself as well, because he's not having to go out of his comfort zone, Gemma, because he's so relaxed, isn't he, and in control of the pace and the distance in this one.
Second round
Underway then, and it's likely that we see even more confidence as this fight progresses from Salah Ibrahim if the Czech Republic fighter in blue, Filip Horvath, isn't able to find a way to close that gap and put him under any real pressure. Problem is, he sets his feet, Gemma. The Czech fighter lets his hands go. By the time that those shots are launched, those big looping shots,
the boxing red's just gone.
Ibrahim's gone. He's no longer there to be hit. Sometimes in these circumstances, Gemma, it's better to go try and work to the body first, because it's harder to get out the way than the head, and his upper body movement, as we've just seen there with those little laybacks, and it does look impressive, doesn't it? Kind of defensive evasiveness.
A flashy boxer, but also lets his hands go as well, which is nice to see.
As soon as Horvath tries to come in, the German Ibrahim just taking a few steps back, and he finds himself in no man's land. The fighter from the Czech Republic gets a little bit of success there though, and again it's a good plan to go and work to the body with the fighter who moves as slick and easily as the German fighter in red, Salah Ibrahim. Really impressive display from him.
And I think as this round's going on, the boxer in red is now becoming more of the aggressor as well, which you think with styles that the boxer in blue would, but he's comfortable.
He's showing as well, he's showing the judges here that he's comfortable either way, Gemma, that he can box, counter punch off the back foot, or he indeed can take that centre ring position, edge in and push his opponent back, which is exactly what he's doing here. So we've seen a full display, the full repertoire of skills from Salah Ibrahim, which are extensive. We knew that coming into this one, having seen him previously, a really impressive, slick, flashy type of style of boxer, and he really can frustrate you, Gemma.
And I think that's what we're seeing here now with the boxer in blue, getting that bit frustrated and just looking for that one big shot.
Yeah, Filip Horvath is at a height and reach disadvantage, which is difficult enough, but with a slick mover and counter puncher
and an experienced boxer
like Ibrahim, it's really, really difficult to do. But he's really applying himself. This is what these fights are about, is to keep going, to not get too frustrated, to stick to the task and try and carry out those instructions that your coaches have given you, even if it's not working. You're trying to adapt, trying to problem solve as you're going along, Gemma, and find a way through. And those little moments of successes he's having will be encouraging for him.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is all about not losing that head as well and keeping it.
Both fighters making their way back to the corner. Yeah, he's been featured on German TV as Salah Ibrahim. They're really building him up there as he's been following getting right behind his journey to try and secure qualification for Paris 2024. He's part of the Bundeswehr as well, which is a large organisation in Germany, part of the armed forces. They've got a military section and a civilian section. And Salah recently passed his basic training to become what you would basically describe as a sports soldier. He expressed great pride in that, and as can be the case with our armed forces here, some of the top quality athletes we've seen in all sports, the likes of Dame Kelly Holmes, of course,
Seconds out.
Olympic medalist, and we've got our very own Carrie Sartenstall, who's
Third
boxing
and
this
last
weekend,
round.
of course, fights in the pro ranks now, but Olympic medalist and proud part of the armed forces as well. She was. We're back underway here in the third and final round. Business as usual for Salah Ibrahim as he keeps everything at range. Lovely long shots, just sticking out that jab, making it really difficult for Horvath to close the distance and land any shots.
The boxer in blue seems to come out with a bit more fire in this round to try and put it on the boxer in red.
It's difficult as well because, as we've said, he is really comfortable on the back foot, Ibrahim, but equally, if you let him come forward, he will do. He doesn't need an invitation. He'll come forward and bring the fight to you, so it's a really difficult one to break down for the Czech fighter in blue.
Definitely difficult when you've got someone in there that can adapt to either styles. It can frustrate you even more.
That's another thing that experience affords you. The 25-year-old from Germany, very experienced, as I said. He was the gold medalist in the equivalent of this event, which was held in Cologne in November. And gold at the Tamar tournament. He was beaten in the GB tournament by KIARAN McDonald, who we've just seen in action. And that was a great fight between those two. Little slip there. FILIP Horvath, the Czech Republic fighter in blue. Just a little slip. Referee instructs them to get back underway. We're over halfway through this one now in the third and final round. Yeah, really interesting encounter that was, Gemma, between Ibrahim and KIARAN McDonald, because both such
two very skillful boxers.
Yeah, very, very skilled. The masters of the sweet science.
Very good at doing the same type of things.
Yeah, nip and tuck. Slight margins, but Salah Ibrahim has just grown in confidence each round and been able to throw an array of shots, both on the back foot and coming forward. Oh, little trip there, but again, just as soon as Horvath comes forward, he just takes those step back, and it's really difficult for him to close the distance.
So he's definitely in his rhythm now. I think he's just enjoying this round.
Yeah, he's got that low guard now, and he's inviting the Czech Republic fighter to come forward just so that he can slip, rely on those reflexes. Lovely check hook there, as Horvath dives in and finds himself committed over that front foot. Really frustrating the Czech Republic fighter now.
And as soon as he gets round, he throws again, which is nice to see.
He does. A tough fight for Horvath, the Czech Republic fighter, but applied himself really well. Kept going the whole way through. Just a very, very difficult man to pin down, Salah Ibrahim, the German fighter. Very experienced and very highly skilled as well. We saw a bit of everything there, Gemma. Boxing comfortably with crisp counter shots off the back foot. Equally comfortable going forward and pushing the Czech fighter back.
Yeah, he's got to be very happy with that performance he's given today. And as much as it is frustrating for the boxer in blue from Czech Republic. I think it's great to get them bouncing with them experienced boxers, as it'll only help him and improve him as well.
Certainly. Well, removing the gloves of the fighters now, they make their way to the referee to get the final an official announcement from our MC.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, bout number 14, please show your appreciation for both boxers. So, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards where your officials at ringside score a unanimous decision victory in favour of your winner. Boxing out of the red corner, it's SALAH Ibrahim.
So, as expected,
a round of applause, both boxers.
And in unanimous fashion for SALAH Ibrahim, a great display from him. What an exciting fighter, and we would want to see him at Paris 2024. Hopefully he will qualify, because that's the kind of excellent boxing skills that we want to see on display at the very top level, on the biggest stage and platform of all. Great to see it here at the World Boxing Cup. That's exactly what we want to see, those top quality operators at the Olympics. So another chance for him to qualify should he be selected for the qualification tournament in Italy next month, which of course will be his main goal. He just walks past us here, not even breathing that heavily, I have to say. SALAH Ibrahim just gets checked over as is customary from the doctor, but not breathing too heavily. Was well within himself there, and a great performance from him as we get ready for Nigeria against England up next in the women's middleweight 75 kilogram category. This should be an exciting one as we wait for the boxers to be introduced for our MC, Craig Denholm.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 15. Introducing your boxers to the ring. Firstly, your red corner representing Nigeria. Give it up for Patricia Mbata.
This is the women's middleweight 75 kilogram category. Interesting story, Patricia Mbata trains at Finchley ABC, of course, where one Anthony Joshua started as a teenager. She's been inspired by AJ, who came to the sport relatively late, as she has done. She's only been competing a few years. 2019 she started. British born, but of Nigerian descent, and after winning gold at the Haringey Cup last year, she was invited to box for Nigeria.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing your blue corner to the ring, representing England, give it up for Kerry Davis.
She's in against a tough opponent, the Englishwoman from Cheltenham in Kerry Davis. National champion in 2018, which led to her assessment with GB. She was subsequently selected, of course, but then a foot injury and COVID delayed her international debut. She's a world champion quarter-finalist in 2022 in Istanbul, and Commonwealth Games quarter-finalist as well. Indeed, she was the first English home fighter to step into the ring at those home Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. That brought a great deal of pressure with it. She said she really felt the nerves, but managed to put in a good performance, and those are exactly the kind of experiences on the big stage which will stand her in good stead for occasions like today, where she'll want to put in a good performance here. This, of course, one of the Olympic weight categories for women at Paris 2024. So all the boxers in this category, if they haven't done so already, we want to make sure they're selected for that next qualification tournament next month in Italy. Let's get the formal introductions now from our MC, Craig Denholm.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 15, which is a women's middleweight contest, scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes. And introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing the all red with white trim, and representing Nigeria, give it up for Patricia Mbata. And across the ring, her opponent, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the all blue with white trim, representing England, give it up for Kerry Davis. Your referee at the bell, representing Denmark, Mr. Mohammed Ali.
So both fighters make their way to the ring to get the final instructions from the referee. So an interesting story, Patricia Mbata. As I say, she won gold at the Haringey Cup last year. Was then subsequently invited to box for Nigeria.
Round 1.
And she says that Anthony Joshua, who also started at that club, started out his career at that club, sometimes comes back to visit and gives her good advice, and she's taken a lot of encouragement from the advice that he's passed on. She has hopes to become Nigeria's second woman to qualify for the Olympics since, of course, Edith Agoke at London 2012. So big ambitions. The fighter was British born but of Nigerian descent, and really wants to be the second woman to represent Nigeria at the Olympics. But she's in against Kerry Davis, as I say, national champion in 2018, which led to her assessment on GB. Had to wait though, Gemma, to make her international debut, thanks to a foot injury and then of course COVID. But certainly once she got underway, she's impressed on the big stage. World Championship quarter-finalist in 2022 in Istanbul, and as I say, Commonwealth Games quarter-finalist as well. So another one that had to deal with that pressure of a home tournament, Gemma.
Yeah, and especially with Kerry, obviously she was the first one up out of everybody. None of us knew what it felt like in that arena yet with the big crowd, and she took it up first. And she performed and she got the win, which was amazing.
Yeah, she said that she felt the nerves as anybody would, but obviously dealt with them, and again, those kind of experiences really invaluable.
She's got a lovely boxing style as well, Kerry. She's very nice to watch on the eye.
Yeah, she's got that high guard, technically really sound.
Picks her shots nicely
clean,
there.
tidy boxer. Just trying to find its target, that jab at the moment. Just trying to find the range, and nice backhand landed there.
Setting up the backhand nice, with that little half step out and then coming back in.
Certainly more experienced fighter than Mbata. Has said only started boxing in 2019, so incredible what she's achieving already.
Yeah, and what a story it will be when if she does qualify for the Olympics.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Great for Nigeria to have a second woman at the Olympics representing them as well. As I say, Edith Agoke was at London 2012 and gave a great account of herself, so hopefully she can follow in her footsteps. Boxing really well at range, Kerry Davis, and she's again really good at just taking that little step back, Gemma, when Patricia Mbata tries to put her under pressure and close the gap. Just finding herself falling short sometimes, Mbata didn't with that one though. That long looping backhand found the target, but sometimes launching an attack from far out, which she will do, because obviously Kerry Davis has the height and reach advantage, but sometimes falling short is a problem, I think, with the head guard.
Yeah, I think she was just going to try and put the pressure on Kerry, which obviously with the height and reach advantage you're going to do, but you're going to have to do it very smart, because obviously Kerry's used to that and is very good at dealing with people rushing at her.
Well, hopefully the problems with the head guard are fixed now. Kerry Davis really quick to get across the ring to get back to work. And Mbata really forceful with her shots. She really loads up on them, doesn't she, Gemma?
Yeah.
It's good work from Mbata. When she gets the chance to let her hands go, she doesn't hold back. Kerry Davis really got to be switched on here. Keep it at distance, and when she does that and she fires off those long shots and then takes that step back, it's really difficult for Mbata to get close enough to land. A good opening round for both boxers there. She fought in 2022, Patricia Mbata, in the English national final. She got through to the quarter-final stage. She was beaten by Sophie Colburn, who's a very experienced boxer from Liverpool, also in the forces actually. Been around for a long time. She had a gap out of the sport and came back to it, but very experienced, so good that she got that one under her belt. Mbata. She's been out at the Golden Girl tournament in Sweden as well. That one tends to attract lots of fighters from across Europe, so you do get to, the chance to box against lots of different styles there. So she was at the Continental Olympic Qualifier for the African nations at the Dakar Arena in Senegal. She reached the semi-final, lost to Morocco's Khadija Mahdi despite putting her down with a huge backhand, and in that fight I
Round
watched that one,
2.
and she did drop her, which you don't
You
tend
don't
to see
normally
that often
see,
in
no,
Olympic
yeah.
style boxing. But she dropped her, but despite that didn't get the decision and subsequently missed out on qualification. So she was very, very close, Gemma. There's huge disappointment for her, but she really did well. She got huge self-belief, and she firmly believes that the Olympics is her ultimate destiny. Says she's the best in the ring when she feels at her best, when she's relaxed, and you can see that about her.
I think she's coming out now for a big round. Obviously, she's down 5-0 on the scorecards in that first round, so I think she's going to try and come out and change that now, and she has put the pressure on, but Kerry's just seems to be moving out of the way of them straight shots and been picking her with that long backhand.
Yeah, it's lovely work from Kerry Davis. When she gets those long levers going, it's so difficult to get past them, isn't it, and land. She's doing everything she can, and Mbata, to do that, but lovely work again from Kerry Davis. The timing as well is starting to come in from Davis, because just in that opening round sometimes wasn't quite finding the target, but she seems to have
She's settling into the fight
got the
more
range
now, I
of the
think,
timing
yeah.
now, doesn't she, in this round, Gemma?
Just doesn't want to get
really
caught on that way out.
Doesn't really need to complicate things here, Kerry Davis, because when she keeps it simple, if anything is simple in boxing, it actually is. It doesn't have to be complicated.
That nice 1-2, and it's working well for her.
It's fairly simple stuff for her. If she just keeps it long and then steps back, it's working really effectively for her. Doesn't need to get involved at close quarters, just keeping it at range is working really well. That's sometimes the difference that you can see in experienced fighters as well, Gemma. You can see the difference in the footwork between these two boxers.
Yeah.
Kerry Davis always got her feet under her, whether she's moving forward, back or lateral movement. Always got her balance.
A nice base.
And for Patricia Mbata, it's sometimes the footwork's letting her down, where she's in a position up close but not able to work because her feet are not under her. Ships a couple of big backhands there though, Davis, and she, as I say, she has got that in her locker, and Mbata.
Yeah,
she put
she's
them
getting
up
her
and down
shots
with
off.
one of those massive backhands in that fight in the African Continental Championships. But when she's up close there, she goes square-footed and doesn't have her feet under her, so she can't get a purchase on any of her shots and doesn't have the balance required to put those combinations together.
Oh, because the referee's shoe. Referee's shoe came off.
Don't see that very often, do we? Everyone a little bit confused as to why there'd been a pause in the action, but ref just needed to put his shoe back on, so there you go. A good finish to that round.
Great round, yeah.
Kerry Davis started boxing at 15 years old. Her mum tried to get her into karate because she'd competed in that. Her mum represented England in karate, but Kerry didn't go that way. Instead found a love for boxing, and of course was a regular sparring partner for Lauren Price. As we can see, there's some mixed
4-1
yeah,
round.
mixed results. That's interesting, isn't it, from the judges we can see on the screen there.
That Czech Republic, I think.
Can't take anything for granted, but yeah, she'll be certainly looking to emulate her former sparring partner Lauren Price and qualify for Paris 2024. And back in 2021, Kerry Davis, she raised £6,000 and she organised a 300-mile watt bike ride.
Yeah, she did.
Which GB Boxing staff took part in, to raise money for an electric wheelchair for
Seconds out,
who suffers with multiple sclerosis. So that takes some doing, 300 miles on a watt bike, doesn't it? But
third and last round.
And she did face huge disappointment at the Commonwealth Games. She lost to the fighter Graman from Mozambique, who she'd beaten previously, and said that she does feel that she took her eye off the ball a bit because she'd beaten her before, perhaps overlooked her a little bit. Tough lesson to learn, but one again that stands you in good stead, because you can only really gain from the experience once you've had it, and it's not an experience you would want, but you have to take the positives from it in sport, and that's what she appears to have done following that disappointment. She won't want to let that happen again and overlook anybody or take her eye off the ball, especially in an Olympic year. And she will want to earn that spot to be selected for the qualification tournament, and it's very competitive at GB in the women's 75 kilogram category. Indeed, we'll be seeing Chantel Reid in about half an hour's time, another very accomplished, experienced fighter in this weight category, so all the work to do.
Both catching each other with the shots in this round, but I think Kerry's still boxing very nice and getting that little bit more off, but it's nice to see that Nigeria in the red corner is still putting all their effort in and still making it a hard
great
fight.
effort from Mbata, but again, it's one of the biggest differences here is as simple as the footwork.
Yeah, I think it's just experience.
Certainly not a simple thing to develop. It's one of the most difficult things that to the untrained eye you may not notice, but lovely backhand there. That's
tracks.
because she had her foot in the right position. That back foot didn't swing round. She kept her feet planted, kept her shape, kept her form, and there was able to get real purchase on the shot. But as we see, sometimes under pressure and sometimes when she's marauding forward, she doesn't have that back foot in the right position, brings it round, oversteps and ends up square and isn't able to get her shots off. But when she does, she can really land with some power. Mbata, the fighter representing Nigeria in red, Davis of course representing England in blue. But a really interesting matchup between these two, and Mbata is rapidly improving every single time we see her. From that performance last year to take gold at the Haringey Cup, of course a big tournament at the Alexandra Palace, a really important one for fighters developing. You get to box fighters from different countries and different styles, and it was important for her of course because that's where she got spotted and subsequently invited to represent Nigeria. Big ambitions to be the second woman to represent Nigeria at the Olympics. She's certainly going the right way about it because it's been a huge effort from Mbata, but Kerry Davis just superior, particularly when it comes to movement and shot selection and footwork.
A great round.
Good performance from Kerry Davis there. Kept her composure there, and she was under an enormous amount of pressure at times there from Mbata, Gemma. And when somebody can hit like she can with that power, you really can't afford to switch off, and she dealt with that pressure really well, those long shots and stepping back.
Yeah, definitely. Even when getting caught with a backhand, I think that can definitely test how you're going to react, but Kerry kept it calm and kept moving and stuck to what she probably got told in the corner by Dave, and it worked well for her.
Yeah, it can certainly knock you off, can't it? Sting you for a minute and derail you a little bit, but did really well to take those shots and keep her composure. Good performance from Kerry Davis, but a great effort as well from Mbata. Let's see which way it's gone.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, bout number 15, please show your appreciation for both boxers. So, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards where your officials at ringside score a unanimous decision victory in favour of your winner. Boxing out of the blue corner, it's Kerry Davis. A round of applause, both boxers.
Well, as we expected, a win for England's Kerry Davis, and a good performance from her. She can take a great deal of confidence from that, and it's also in these tournaments we have to remember, Gemma, important to get that first one under your belt, because of course you want to get the engine going again, you want to get back into that competitive mentality that builds as the tournament progresses.
Yeah,
difficult to do in the first bout.
They always say the first bout of the competition, well, in my opinion, is always the hardest, so to get that one out of the way and get a good performance and a comfortable win sets you in good stride for the rest of the competition and helps your confidence grow.
Of course you want to get into your rhythm, get your engine going, get back into the action. Of course you're always ready, but it does help once you've got that first one, even for the nerves and the mindset, to get back in the game, back in the zone,
get the feel for it.
And Kerry Davis has done just that, as we've seen on the replay there. Some lovely work from Mbata, but Kerry Davis dealing with that pressure really well.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to bout number 16, introducing your boxers to the ring. Firstly, your red corner, representing Norway, give it up for Sunniva Hofstad.
So this, another contest in the women's middleweight 75 kilogram category. As the Norwegian fighter Sunniva Hofstad makes her way to the ring. World Youth Gold Medalist in 2022, European Youth Gold Medalist 2022, and a Youth Gold at the Europeans in 2021 as well. So accomplished boxer, moving into the senior ranks, became a full-time athlete with the Norwegian team last year.
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing your blue corner to the ring, representing Panama, give it up for Athenia Bylon.
And she really is up against it here with a very, very experienced three-time Olympian. I say three-time because she was at Rio 2016, Tokyo 2020, where indeed she was the flag bearer for Panama, but she has also qualified for Paris 2024. So an incredibly accomplished fighter, hugely popular in the home country of Panama. Last year won the gold at the Central American and Caribbean Games, silver at the Pan Am Games. And the key point, of course, is that she has secured qualification for the third time to represent Panama in the Olympics. She was a gold medalist at the World Champions in 2014 in Jeju in Korea. Incredibly tall at the weight, and her development in that time since she burst onto the scene in Jeju in 2014 has been pretty incredible. So a tough ask this for the Norwegian, but she'll be wanting to test herself against the best. That's exactly what you're here for at the elite level, and she'll be wanting to do just that.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 16, which is a women's middleweight contest scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes. Introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, we're in the all red with white trim, and representing Norway, give it up for Sunniva Hofstad. And across the ring, her opponent, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing all blue with white trim, and representing Panama, give it up for Athenia Bylon. Your referee at the bell, representing Scotland, Mr. George Brown.
Well, for today's action, we've had quite a large group of young school children join us, and they were cheering with a great deal of excitement when Athenia Bylon was announced. I'm sure they will have learnt about her at school, Gemma, before coming here, that she's already been at the Olympics twice at Rio and Tokyo, and will be at the Olympics for a third time, as she's already secured qualification for Paris 2024. As the Norwegian goes to work really quickly, very aggressive style, fighting out of that orthodox stance, the Norwegian boxer in red. Bylon, of course, a tall, rangy southpaw, often a nightmare to box against. Tall, rangy, southpaw.
Yeah, the worst
Those three things together, not what you want.
But this Norwegian, she's young, she's just come onto the scene, but she is very good and she is very talented as well.
Yeah, she's a very talented fighter. She's got that relaxed style, bouncing in and out of range, always on her toes. Low lead hand, flicking that jab up from different angles, making it difficult, and she's come out with a really aggressive style.
She does not seem to be phased at all by the Pan Am girl, who's obviously very experienced and at the top of
She's a very accomplished at the youth level, Sunniva Hofstad, world and European gold medalist in 2022. And as I say, she went a bit of a messy tangle there. She went full time as an athlete last year with the Norwegian team. She won Best Female Newcomer at the Athlete Awards in Norway last November. So obviously, you know, a big rising star in her home country of Norway, and you can see why, Gemma, because
she won some gold last year at senior tournaments that I was at as well, and she boxed superb there as well, and she was really deserving of them.
Well, she's beaten top level opponents in the likes of Cindy and Ngamba, who we'll see this morning, and Chantel Reed as well, a very experienced and also highly accomplished boxer, GB boxer, who we're going to see as well. She's up next as it happens. fighting against Germany. So she's beaten some top level fighters.
She has,
Gemma.
And I think it just goes to show it doesn't matter if you're first year senior, if you've got the skill and you've got the talent and you've got the belief, it can go a long way, and she's proven that so far.
Yeah, she won Best Technical Boxer at the Tama tournament last year, where her brother Dennis is a fighter as well. He fought Ramtin Musa, English fighter who we're going to see later. At that same tournament, he won Best Male Boxer, and they had a photo together, sort of mentioning the boxing connections and how they work often in families, as you have the case with your dad as your coach, and your brother James is a fighter, and my dad was my coach. It's often the case, isn't it? It runs in families, but certainly for them. And yeah, they both had this lovely photo after having won individual awards at that tournament.
Yeah, very proud.
He'd boxed his brother. This has been an incredible opening round, and I tell you what, for Hofstad to have come out like this against the three-time Olympian, giving no respect and regard to what she's achieved, really says everything about her mentality. And
it's great to see, actually, and it is.
This is what we want, isn't it? These competitive fights that
a great
a fighter who's just been on the full-time programme only since last year, obviously really accomplished in the youth, but it can be very different stepping up to the seniors. How have you found that, Gemma? Is that something that you've done, highly accomplished, gold medalist at the youths, worlds and Europeans, then stepping up to the seniors? What was that like?
Yeah, definitely it was hard, and I think I turned senior as COVID hit, so I had the 2 years out as well, so which probably worked in my favour as I got to spar the seniors. I was on GB, so I got a bit more experience with the training camps going in, but it's a big jump up from the youth to the senior, the women's strength, everything like that.
Physically looking at Hofstad, I mean, despite her young age, she's physically very, very strong, isn't she? That's sometimes the difficulty, is building that woman's strength, man's strength, obviously. It can take a little bit of time. That's part of the development. It's not just the development of the tactics and technical aspects of the sport. It's building that physicality, and she looks to be already really, really strong. Let's see how this one gets going then. That's a lovely backhand that she's tagged her with twice in the opening stages of this second round. This is some performance from the young Norwegian fighter. Bylon is really going to have to switch on here. It's in her interest to keep it at range, and she's really banging her gloves against her legs now. She knows that she's in a scrap here, and she's going to have to dig down and put the work in here, Bylon. Referee seems to...
is it the hairnet, I think
he's saying there's a problem with the hairnet just coming out of the back of the head guard slightly.
A great start from the Norwegian boxer. She just got to be careful, obviously, to fall in, because I think that's when she can get tagged.
Seriously impressive performance this from Hofstad so far, and I think we've seen from Bylon there, and I don't think for 1 minute that she's not fired up for this. Of course there will be a difference in some respects, Gemma, that if you've already qualified for Paris 2024, there isn't that pressure, that huge pressure you're going to feel, that your entire dreams are on the line, and you've got to make sure that you perform well and indeed perhaps win this tournament in order for your coaches to select you.
This is just experience for her now. This is just getting the bouts under her belt.
With a different mindset, where Hofstad, will certainly be having that in her sights and desperate to make an impact here and make a statement, because she'll want to be at that qualification tournament next month. But I think we've seen in this round that competitive spirit and champion pride kicking in from Bylon. Bit of wrestling there. We saw it when she was banging her gloves on her shorts, wasn't she?
Sort of geeing herself up, really,
to say, come on, get going. And as we said before, it's sometimes about getting that engine going in the opening bouts, but also getting into that right mindset and being ready to bite down on your gum shield when you have to, and
definitely,
and dig in and grind out a result.
I don't think
she expected... a tough one in the opening round. It requires you to dig deep, find that within yourself, and get the job done. She's got that. She does have an unusual style, Bylon, in terms of the shots that she throws. It's kind of a really awkward,
very
angle.
awkward. Yeah,
it's not sort of a straight shot, is it? It's especially when she gets them going and throws combinations.
And she looks like she's got that snap on them shots with every shot she lands as well.
Yeah, it's an unusual style, that's for sure, in terms of the technique and the way that she throws the shots. The referee just having a word with the Norwegian fighter, Hofstad in red. He's taken the point off there. Not entirely sure what that was for, but maybe for holding, I'm not too sure, but she really goes to work at Bylon.
Last 10 seconds.
Aware now she's had that point deducted and wanting to really get back and make up for that as best she can, as the bell goes just in time as Bylon was feeling her back to the ropes. And what a great performance there from Hofstad again. Bylon really stepped it up and found another gear in that round, and she absolutely had to do. The physical education and personal training student who studies at the University of Panama. She is by trade a police officer, but a very prominent figure in sport in Panama, as you would expect, having represented Panama at Rio 2016, Tokyo 2020, and now qualifying for Paris 2024. She became world champion at the World Championships in Jeju, Gemma, in 2014, and I was there boxing for England at that tournament, and we were just struck by her height. Yeah, she's
very big at the weight, isn't she?
Yeah.
And she's very
that was it.
built for the weight as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember her
third
doing
and
some
last
extra
round.
work on the treadmill, because she was at the lower weight then. She wasn't at 75 kilograms in that one, she was at the lower weight, and she was on the treadmill in the evening trying to make weight, because she's got a very, very tall frame. She's leaving that. She's obviously adopted the tactic now to just pour that lead hand out to try and deter Hofstad from coming forward and give her something to think about, trying to extend that arm fully and create as much range as possible.
She's getting a point taken
Getting
off
a point
now as
taken
well.
off for holding as well. I'm not going to question the referee, but it does seem a little bit harsh for both boxers. A little bit shocked to see points deducted from both of them, Gemma, on those circumstances.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, that's done and dusted. Fighters can't dwell on that. They simply need to get on with it, and they are doing. Referee just having a word for turning your back. Of course, something that you're not allowed to do in boxing. Can sometimes happen when you find yourself in a tangle. Hofstad tags the fighter from Panama again.
I think it's the head guard's come loose.
And that's another thing about experience, because Bylon has had to go back to the corner on 2 occasions now and has taken the slowest walk I've ever seen to the corner.
Getting the breath back.
Every chance to just slow things down, take the pace out of this, and that of course is what you want to do with a fighter like Hofstad, who clearly thrives on that pace, that work rate, that aggressiveness.
Of course, it's a smart trick to do.
You want to slow it down, of course, and take the momentum away from her a little bit, so it's a smart move from Bylon. Those are the tiny 1% margins that can make a difference. Doesn't seem to have deterred Hofstad though. Straight up on her toes, bouncing in and out of range, getting ready to pounce.
She's really brought the
put
fight
together these heavy, aggressive attacks, but Bylon tagging her with a nice check up there, and that's what you've got to be careful of. You can't just go bowling in, especially with a rangy fighter.
And I think she's just starting to get her range now. She's definitely had to switch on for this fight, which I don't, from the first round, think she expected should have to do with the young Norwegian.
Tried all sorts of sports, Hofstad, as a youngster: cross-country, skiing, snowboarding, handball. And she was inspired in 2014 by her brother to try boxing, and in 2016 she was still playing handball but made the full commitment to boxing, and it's clearly working well for her, because this has been a great performance. But Bylon now is really digging in,
deep
biting
now
down on a gum shield and loading up with those shots. 30 seconds to go in this one. Both fighters had a point deducted, both have successes. Both will want to put everything on the line now in these remaining 30 seconds and send that message to the judges. Choose me. Both wanting to be doing all they can. This has been a bit disjointed at times, as the referee stopping to have a word with the fighters, a few head guard adjustments and so on, but when the action does get underway, it's been explosive. Hofstad, lovely work, in and out of range as she tags Bylon, finding herself against the ropes again, fighting away off the ropes though. Will we get a furious exchange in these final seconds? Bylon pouring out with those long levers and Hofstad managing to finish. What a performance that was from the young Norwegian. Bylon really having to bite down on a gum shield at time, and she was well aware within that first round that she was in a fight. No warming up in this tournament for her. She was straight into the thick of the action, and what a great performance from Norway's Hofstad against, let's remember, a 3-time Olympian in Panama's Bylon. Both breathing heavily. They put absolutely everything into that one. Sometimes you get a fight where it's just, such is the nature of it, it's about control and discipline, and you don't necessarily exert yourself that much fun as it seems, and others where you're just gasping for air within the first round. You just never know what you're going to get, and it's about being able to adapt and being prepared for everything that's put in front of you. Let's get the official announcement now.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, bout number 16, please show your appreciation for both boxers. And ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards where your officials at ringside score a unanimous decision victory in favour of your winner, boxing out of the blue corner. It's Athenia Bylon.
Well, Athenia Bylon celebrating, and she will celebrate because that was not an easy win for her. I'm surprised it was unanimous.
Yeah, it was a very tough bout. She had to put a lot into that, and I think the Norwegian girl, as much as disheartened she's going to be she got that loss, she's got to be happy with the performance she put up there with such an experienced boxer.
As you were pointing out, Gemma, because you've done it yourself, you've moved up from the youths to the seniors, coming from a very, very accomplished, excellent pedigree yourself, as has Hofstad, the Norwegian. To then go into the senior ranks is difficult anyway. To have in one of your early international tournaments a 3-time Olympian up against you, and a very difficult, awkward, tall, rangy southpaw, to acquit yourself like that and perform in that manner with that aggressive style, paying no respect and giving everything, really impressive. But well done to Athenia Bylon as she
pushed her right to the bell
by unanimous decision. Got another English fighter that we're going to see now in action against Germany. Chantel Reed and Irina Schurger coming up. Another fight in the women's 75 kilo category as we await the introductions from our MC Craig Denno.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to bout number 17. Introducing your boxers to the ring, and firstly your red corner, representing England, give it up for Chantel Reed.
So Chantel Reed, another fighter making her way to the ring wearing red, middleweight women's 75 kilo category, world bronze medalist, 2-time European gold medalist and 2-time national champion. Got a really impressive resume, has Chantel Reed. Really stood out as a youngster. She was coming through in the England youth ranks when I was a senior boxer, and we were at some tournaments together where they had both senior and youth fighters on together, and we all were very impressed with Chantel Reed from a young age. So no surprise to see her here at the elite level. Made a GB boxing debut in November.
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing your blue corner, representing Germany, give it up for Irina Schurger.
Schurger, European Games bronze medalist, 3-time national champion, youth European champion, and indeed she won the gold medal at the Boxing World Cup in Cologne last year, the equivalent of this one we're having this week in Sheffield. That was back in November. She won the gold there. So again, really impressive resume. She lost to GB's Kerry Davis at the Worlds in 2022. We saw Kerry Davis earlier overcome Nigerian fighter Patricia Mbata. She had a few defeats last year, did Schurger, including to Ireland's Aoife O'Rourke in the Grand Prix quarter-final. She took time out to have her baby girl in 2020 and 2021. Got back to training in 21, and here she is in 2024, competing at the highest level, about to take on England's Chantel Reid. Both come to this with a very impressive resume of Olympic-style boxing accomplishments at European and world level, youth and senior level, so we should be set for an absolute cracker here. MC Craig Denholm about to formally introduce the fighters as the referee just going through the final checks. Part of the England team selected for the Silesian Women's Cup last August, Chantel Reid alongside Beth Walsh and Ivy Jane Smith, who we saw in action yesterday. Ivy Jane Smith gave a great account of herself as well.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 17, which is a women's middleweight contest scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes. And introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, we're in the all red with white trim, representing England. Give it up for Chantel Reid. And across the ring, her opponent boxing out of the blue corner, or in the all blue, and representing Germany, give it up for Irina Schurger. Your referee representing Wales, Mandy Brown.
So a slight height difference here, as you can see. Schurger, the boxer in blue, representing Germany. Slight height advantage over Chantel Reid, the fighter representing England in red. As I say, she really impressed us as a youngster, Gemma, as did you, of course.
Round one.
There are always those fighters you see coming through the ranks at youth level who really impress you, and Chantel Reid did so.
Yeah,
Chantel she was so highly skilled as a young fighter, but also every time she fought as a youngster, Chantel Reid, at international or domestic level, had a great deal of confidence in her abilities and was able to, she's got that really nice, sharp, aggressive style, and she's had that since being a youngster, and was really impressive and certainly caught the eye of us senior boxers when we were at tournaments with her a few years ago, Gemma.
Yeah, definitely. She was the one where I was younger and she was in probably her peak of being youth.
She was the one really old,
yeah. She was the one I always looked up to. She was the one that I wanted to be like, so to be on a team with her now and see her coming to international and senior is really nice.
Yeah, she absolutely was a standout, and like I say, for a multitude of reasons, because of her skills and ability, but the way she applied herself, no matter who she was in with, she had that confident, fast, aggressive style, lovely to watch. And it requires confidence to box in the manner that she does, and she's possessed that confidence and ability since being a youngster, so no surprise to see her here on the elite stage.
She's a very tidy, compact boxer, but when she goes with power and speed.
She's got that lovely high guard, doesn't waste any energy, just small
lovely
steps, feet
there.
Always right underneath her. Got lovely solid footwork, and that allows her to just be able to spring into action and let her shots go as soon as the opportunity presents itself. Schurger, the German boxer in blue, as I say, lost to Kerry Davis in the Worlds in 2022, and she did have a few defeats last year, but took time out in 2020 and 2021 to have a baby girl. Started back in 2021, and here she is competing at the highest level once again, which is great to see. Again, 3-time national champion, youth European champs, brings a great pedigree to this, and won gold at the World Boxing Cup last year, so she's been in action recently, been busy as well, Gemma, and you can see that here as she's coping well with the fast hands of, and it's that speed of Chantel's hands. I've sparred with her a few times back in the day, of course, on the England squads, and it's always a problem dealing with her hand speed.
She's so fast, you can't see what's coming. Lovely, that finish on the left hook. The thing about Chantel Reid as well is that the punches in bunches, as they say, and lovely accuracy as well there. She goes with the lead backhand and it lands clean.
eye-catching shots. Lovely finish with the hook to finish that exchange from Chantel Reid.
She's relaxed
Quality
into it as well, which is
this.
nice to see. She looks very comfortable in there, very relaxed, and that's allowing her to let them fast punches go.
And this, of course, an impressive display for me. This is exactly, if you haven't seen her box before, this is exactly how she boxed as a young teenager. Such was why we were so impressed with her as a youngster. She was way back in 2013 at the won gold at the European Union Championships. That was alongside boxers who were seniors at the time, the likes of Nicola Adams and Savannah Marshall and Lisa Whiteside. Looking at the scores here though, not surprising, that's how we would have it as well. You can see all the judges have gone in favour of Chantel Reid. A 10-point must-win system. The judges will give 10 points to the fighter they deem to have won each individual round, and if they're all in agreement, then of course there's a unanimous decision. If not, then the majority is taken and a split decision will be awarded. But yeah, that's 11 years ago now, those European Unions in 2013, so that tells you everything about the depth of experience that Chantel has to draw on. And we're seeing all of that experience here because it's a tough battle for the 75 kilo boxers on GB. It's a really competitive category.
It is, yeah.
You look at years ago, generally speaking, it was Savannah Marshall, head and shoulders literally above everybody for years. Then of course Lauren Price came through, the Welsh boxer. Obviously they introduced the 69 kilo category though for the Olympics after that, but Lauren Price competed. But now, I mean, the 75 kilo category is so strong for GB. So not only have you got to overcome these fighters and take your opportunities at the international tournaments, you've got to be picked ahead of your teammates. So lovely backhand there from Chantel Reid. Powerful backhand. It causes the referee to give an 8 count to the German boxer Schurger. That just gives the boxer time to gather themselves, gives the referee time to make sure that they're happy for them to continue after taking a big shot, which she of course is. So the action resumes. 2 minutes remaining, a long time in this round, and she's already taken some big shots, the German fighter. Another big backhand from Chantel Reid. She's now finding her range and timing even more accurately than she did in the opening round. Wonderful display of boxing from Chantel Reid. Those signature fast hands, she's mixing it up now, going down to the body as well. Almost impossible for Schurger to match that hand speed of Chantel Reid, and subsequently finding it really difficult to find a way through.
She's also got great defence, Chantel, as well, so she keeps that nice and compact, and when the German in
she's
blue
not able to penetrate that guard, is she?
No.
Perhaps could do with going down to the body and trying to create an opening for Chantel Reid.
Another count given.
German boxer not too happy with receiving that 8 count, but the referee deeming it necessary to do so, as she's just having a good look at the German boxer, but allows her to continue. Over a minute left in this one. Chantel Reid straight back at it with those powerful aggressive shots.
And the nice thing about Chantel is, even though she's given them counts, she doesn't go looking for the stoppage. She keeps compacting, she's
extremely
calm,
controlled,
and that
and
brings them on better.
No matter what happens, Chantel Reid is always disciplined and controlled. This has been a great display of boxing from her. Wouldn't expect any less, given her pedigree and experience.
She's really got a range with that backhand and hook.
How she fought as a youngster, and that's why she was so impressive. It didn't matter if she got with the #1 seed, she would box with this aggressive, sharp, fast hands, controlled style. Schurger finding it really difficult to compete with this powerful, aggressive style and the fast hands of Chantel Reid.
And the thing with Chantel is she can keep this up for 3 rounds and make it look comfortable and easy as well, because she's so fit.
Well, it's difficult to see what Schurger can do, because it's like a tornado coming at you that's just irrepressible, isn't it? Once Chantel Reid steps forward and lets those hands go, it's almost impossible to stop. But we're seeing
a few 10-8s given there.
Yeah, exactly. So that's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, that'll be due to the 8 counts, of course. The judges can give a 10-8 round if they feel that the boxer has been you know, particularly superior, which of course she was, landing 2 huge backhands. We've just seen one of them there in the replay, which led to the referee from Wales, Mandy Jones, deciding to give the German fighter a standing 8 count. Another one there that just rocked back the head of the German fighter. Don't think it particularly hurt her, but I think it was eye-catching
shots, yeah. And that can frustrate the German, because obviously to her it was nothing maybe, but...
Third and last round.
Off line, so to speak. Easier said than done, of course, and with the speed at which these shots are coming at her, difficult to do, but she does need to take her head off the central axis if she can, and in order to try and prevent those heavy shots coming in from Chantal Reid. At least needs to keep her chin down to try and prevent it from knocking her head back, Gemma, because that's where the 8 counts have come from. Nice to see Chantal working down to the body now. Lovely accurate body shots which landed just behind the elbows of the German fighter. Does tend to be a problem, this, if you've got long hair, trying to keep the hair in place and the hair covers in place. Some quick adjustments in the corner and we'll have the action underway. Straight back to it, sharp with that jab, Chantal Reid. When that jab's being stuck in your face with force continually and with great frequency, it's really difficult to get past, and it doesn't look that Schurger has the kind of power that's going to be able to push Chantal Reid back, because when she does get a chance to let her shots go, Gemma,
she just defends them, yeah.
Is she?
Chantal just defends.
She had the opportunity to go again then, the German fighter, and didn't seem to. So
with Chantal's style, I think when people throw, she's always ready for an answer, which can also put obviously the German boxer off, even sometimes throwing a punch as you know something's coming back and it's coming fast and sharp.
Sometimes you can get that with European fighters as well. I found that myself in boxing, that you get them where they're really, really technically sound, but they just don't have that aggressive nature. Not in all cases, of course, but in some, really technically good, tactically intelligent, but just sometimes don't have that aggressive tenacity that sometimes you need, particularly when you're in against someone with the kind of firepower that Chantal Reid possesses. Just over a minute left in this 3rd and final round. Surely going to be a unanimous shutout decision for
lovely
Reid.
Hooks to the
she
body.
will need a stoppage here, Schurger, which is extremely unlikely to happen because doesn't possess the power to do that, and of course really, really top quality defensive ability, Chantal Reid, as well as being a quality operator going forward.
Yeah, straight punches down the middle there. That backhand landing every time.
And there we go. If you take 3 standing 8 counts, and that's the end of it. What a great result for Chantal Reid. It's a shame for the German boxer Irina Schurger, boxer in blue representing Germany, that she didn't get to see, or hear I should say, the final bell. But a really, really good performance from Chantal Reid there. She was sharp, accurate, timing, range, aggressive, defensively astute when she had to take care of defensive duties. A superb display,
which is what Chantal is every time. That's Chantal down to, in a nutshell, really. That's exactly, if you want to describe Chantal, as watching that performance.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, bout number 17, please show your appreciation for both boxers. So, ladies and gentlemen, your referee stopped the contest in round number 3, giving you your winner. Boxing out of the red corner, it's Chantal Reid. A round of applause, both boxers.
Disappointing for Schurger, the German fighter, who'll perhaps feel a little hard done by there, that ended in a stoppage, but a fantastic display from Chantal Reid. Absolutely a standout boxer when she was in the youths coming through. Certainly was one to watch, who everybody picked to be a real serious talent in the seniors, and that is absolutely the case, as you've just seen there and we've seen in the replay. just a quality display in every department, superior. Absolutely superb display from Chantel Reid. She's walking past us here, just past us, me and Gemma. We've both got a fist bump and a massive, massive smile from ear to ear from Chantel Reid, and who can blame her, because that was a superb performance. And what a message she's just sent out to the GB coaches to say, pick me for that Olympic qualification next month. She's absolutely made a case for that. Great display from Chantel Reid, getting a stoppage against Schurger from Germany. And we've got a really interesting bout coming up next. Cindy Ngamba representing the refugee boxing team in against Sweden's Lova Hogerson. Very, very tall, rangy fighter who we saw in action yesterday. As we just watched these final replays from that incredibly impressive performance from Chantel Reid. Working to the body, coming back upstairs as well. Aggressive, accurate, perfect timing. What a display.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to bout number 18. Introducing your boxers to the ring. And firstly, your red corner, representing the refugee boxing team. Give it up for Cindy Ngamba.
Really interesting story, Cindy Ngamba, representing the refugee boxing team. Boxes out of Halliwell ABC in Bolton, under the guidance of Alex Matvienko, of course. He's been part of that gym since its inception and led many fighters to different stages in both Olympic style and professional boxing. She's a three-time national champion in 3 weight divisions. First female fighter to do that since Natasha Jonas. Came to England from Cameroon at 10 years old. There's
ladies and gentlemen, introducing your blue corner to the ring, representing Sweden. Give it up for Love Hogerson.
Well, more on Cindy Ngamba in just a moment, but now we introduce the Swedish fighter Lova Hogerson, who we saw in action yesterday. She's very, very tall, vastly experienced. She's actually, these two have sparred together. She's got a long list of achievements, the Swedish fighter. She beat Harini Tamarano from Tahiti by stoppage in the second round yesterday. So it's a really good first opening bout. It was just what you want in the opening bout, to get a good win under your belt. If you do it by stoppage, all the better. That's exactly what Hogerson did yesterday. So she'll be fired up. She'll have the advantage of having already competed yesterday and tasted the atmosphere, got into that mindset and winning mentality and got that first one under her belt. So that'll be to her advantage today as she goes into her second bout on the second day of competition here at the World Boxing Cup in Sheffield at the English Institute.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 18, which is a women's middleweight contest scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes. And introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing the all red with white trim, and representing the refugee boxing team. Give it up for Cindy Ngamba. And across the ring, her opponent, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing all blue with white trim, representing Sweden. Give it up for Love Hogerson. Your referee at the bell, representing Germany, Mr. Thomas Riva.
So we just talked about Cindy Ngamba, who's representing the refugee boxing team, fighting in red out of the red corner. As I say, 3-time national champion in 3 weight divisions, first fighter to do that since Natasha Jonas. Came to England from Cameroon aged 10, and she's been granted refugee status here in the UK.
Round 1.
As it's illegal to be gay in her homeland, so she worked through the details with the solicitor and has got refugee status, and that's why she's representing the refugee fair chance team. Obviously her main goal is to qualify for Paris 2024. She has said that if she's able to gain a British passport, she'll want to represent GB. That's who she trains with and where she trains. She's comfortable, feels supported and by all the fighters and the staff, and she's made a great start here against a tall and rangy, vastly experienced Swedish boxer, Lova Hogerson. I boxed at Hogerson many years ago in 2013, Gemma.
I did not know that, Stace. How old's Hogerson?
Don't know how old she is actually. She's
She must be older than you boxed her.
Well, she was very young then. I think at the time she was about 18 or 19 because she's
just coming through to the
yeah, she
seniors.
just won gold at the World Youths like the year before or something, which I wasn't aware of going into the fight. I also wasn't aware she'd had over 70 fights.
Probably for the best you want to wear.
Well, that's exactly what my dad said after the fight. I was just saying yesterday that I said to my dad after the fight, did you know she was a youth gold medalist and had over 70 fights? And he was like, yeah. I said, why didn't you tell me? And he said, well, you didn't want to know that before the fight,
no.
did you? That was enormous height. That was at 75 kilo, of course. I was a 69 kilo boxer, but
she's very tall, isn't she? And she put on a very good performance the other day.
She did.
She
Second
looked
round
very
stoppage
good,
yesterday
yeah.
against the fighter from Tahiti. And what you have to do with a fighter like this is you don't want to give them time and space and let them get into the rhythm, because when a tall, rangy fighter gets that opportunity, they can pick you off. They can fight within the comfort zone. You've got to make them uncomfortable.
And that's exactly what Cindy's good at.
Exactly that, because she's closing the distance all the time, bringing her feet in with her and letting her hands go. It's good work from Ngamba so far in this round.
And the thing with Cindy is she doesn't stop that either. I've had
she's got an incredible work rate.
Yeah.
These two have sparred before as well, Gemma, which sometimes can make it more difficult, because although sparring is very different to competition, it does give you an insight into the power that someone possesses and the little tendencies they have.
Yeah, definitely. They spent, I think, a week in Sweden on a training camp sparring each other, so they had a full week of rounds, which is a lot, and you can learn someone. And they get on, which obviously in the ring it's different.
This is good work from Ngamba as she's cutting the ring off, closing down the gap, but plenty of shots being fired back from Hogerson as well. And the judges, of course, have to look around, look at the all-round performance of the fighters.
Over the top from
technical
Cindy.
And tactical superiority. The shots landed on the target areas. There's plenty to consider for the judges. A really good opening round from both fighters there, and Hogerson's been in with the very best in the world, as we mentioned yesterday. The likes of Savannah Marshall, now of course a very accomplished professional, but was an Olympian herself and world champion in the Olympic code. Let's look at the judges' scores there.
4-1 to
interesting.
Cindy.
That's a really good opening round for Cindy and Ngamba then. Yeah, she's been in with the likes of Nushka Fontaine as well, the incredibly accomplished Olympic Dutch boxer, Christina Hammer. So she was beaten by Australia's Caitlin Parker in the Box Cup in Cologne last October, was Hogerson. Of course, Caitlin Parker represented Australia at Tokyo 2020 and has qualified already for Paris 2024 as well.
Another very experienced boxer.
Yeah, I did a lot of sparring with her in Warrington, as it happens, at the Hook and Jab gym that Amanda Grock runs, and really, you know, fast hands, powerful, sharp.
Seconds out.
She's a great fighter to spar with, or was for me anyway.
Second round.
Let's see what the second round has in store. So judges have got Ngamba ahead, and you can see why. Really loading up with those shots, and the progress of Ngamba's been pretty incredible. She used to play football, and one day when she was playing football, saw a bunch of kids coming out of the gym drenched in sweat and thought, I want to see what they've been doing, and went to find out, and just fell in love with the sport.
She is now.
She's been coming up in weight as well, Gemma, and I was chatting to her coach Alex Matvienko the other week, and he was talking about the importance of adding the weight the right way. It's not simply about putting weight on.
Yes,
you've got to make sure
definitely.
that you're still strong, you don't lose any speed.
And I think Cindy does that really well. I share a house with Cindy at GB, so I'm with her week in, week out, and she does all the nutrition right, the S&C. She does take it really seriously. You can tell that with the performances she has, and obviously with putting the weight on, she's still fit and she's still fast, and you can see that today in this round as she started the second round as she did with the first round.
Studies criminology at the University of Bolton, but she's had sparring with top level fighters as well, hasn't she? The likes of Natasha Jonas, and obviously here at GB, but she's had some real top quality sparring. That's a wonderful combination there, as she really puts Hogerson under pressure. The referee having a really good look at Hogerson there.
I think she's really finding a rhythm now.
To give an 8 count should she ship a few more of those heavy shots. Really quality display of the power that Ngamba possesses. Really impressive how she's constantly moving on her toes, isn't she? But when she sets her feet
and she lets them
feet
shots
under
go,
her, her positioning is always excellent. Hogerson just trying to keep her off with those rangy shots, but not got the same, doesn't possess the same power that Ngamba does, so she's not able to deter these attacks as she just comes marauding forward again, going down to the body now as well. Ngamba, really good display of boxing, less than a minute remaining in this second round.
She can be very disheartening to be against, Cindy, as no matter where you move in the ring, she's there with you. She's throwing the same amount of shots.
It's intelligent pressure as well, Gemma, because even when she's not throwing, her feet are in position, her hands are ready to go.
She's taking little steps,
putting you under pressure even when she's not throwing. And she's really, really good at cutting the ring off and making sure that she's right on top of you and right in front of you all the time, which concentration-wise, it's draining and tiring, as you say, because you've constantly got to be working. And fighters that are tall and rangy, like Hogerson, won't particularly like that, because they like to be in a rhythm, they like to have time and distance, because she's not allowing her that for 1 second of this round, Ngamba.
And because her feet are always set under her, she can take that half a step back and make them miss and then go straight back
Breathing
in, which
heavily,
is nice to see.
as she makes her way back to the corner, because she's been made to really work. Yesterday got a second round stoppage, today really in the thick of it and under immense pressure from Ngamba. Just waiting for the results to come through, and all judges in favour in that round of Ngamba. She really did go through the gears though there, and I think the difference was, Gemma, not only those flurries that she had great success with, but landed some really eye-catching heavy shots.
Yeah, big shots that snap the head back, which takes eyes of the judges immediately.
Lovely work with that overhand right. Just seeing, and you can see she's making those tiny adjustments with that upper and lower mobility all the time, Ngamba, which makes it really difficult to judge where the attack is going to come from. And then when she does, she really loads up with those powerful shots.
Third and last round.
Going into the final round now. This has been an impressive display from Ngamba. She is in with a vastly experienced boxer in Sweden's Hogerson, who's, as I say, been in with the world's best, and she's really, really acquitted herself well here in Ngamba. And she's maintained this high pace throughout, Gemma, which you say she can do this for multiple rounds.
She can
that's
keep
why
going.
These professional fighters, the likes of Tasha Jonas, are bringing her into those camps, because this is what she brings.
Yeah, she reminds me a bit of a Rosie Eccles in that sense, where they both just keep going.
And as we just saw there, she changed the angle, was still able to get that lead hand shot off, which is really difficult to defend against when somebody's going in the opposite direction, and then managed to throw that lead hand from the position that she did. So nice range of shots from Ngamba as well.
Yeah,
really
she goes up and down the
judge.
body, which is nice, and throws them at different angles.
She of course has her eyes set on qualifying for Paris 2024. She'll be representing the refugee fair chance team. It's fantastic that athletes that find themselves away from their homeland and achieve refugee status are able to compete in the sport that they love. It's fantastic to see Ngamba getting that chance. Boxes out of Halliwell, ABC and Bolton. Lovely putting those combinations together. Came to the UK from Cameroon at the age of 10, and she's got a wonderful enthusiasm for the sport as well, Gemma, that whenever you speak to her in interviews or you watch interviews with her, always really, really happy to be in the gym.
And do you know what, it makes it better in training, because she brings that energy no matter what. So if you're having a down day, go to Cindy, instantly happy.
Lovely work with the backhand again. And it is a really effective shot, that of course, against a taller fighter, that overhand.
She's really found a range in this fight and is using it to a maximum.
Ref just telling her to keep her head up, but yeah, if you can, as the shorter fighter, if you can come under those long levers and get that overhand backhand off, it's a really effective shot, and again one of those eye-catching ones, Gemma, because it snaps the head back, and that was a huge backhand
exactly
landed.
That's
just exactly what we were describing there. Landed that to perfection, did Ngamba, with real accuracy, and she will have felt that one, Hogerson. She took it well, regained her composure and back behind the jab now, but great work from Ngamba as we enter the last 20 seconds of this third and final round. What an impressive display this from Ngamba, because there's a huge difference in experience between these two fighters, Gemma.
Yeah, and you would not think it at all watching this fight today. It's been a great performance from Cindy.
Superb performance.
Great respect at the
nice
end.
show of respect between the two fighters, which again is exactly what we'd expect from Ngamba. I really hope that we see her on the biggest stage at the Olympics.
She deserves it. She's good enough.
The refugee boxing team, because it says her enthusiasm oozes from it. It's infectious, her enthusiasm for sport in general, but certainly for the sport of boxing. And to see her be able to show what she can do on the biggest stage of all really would be brilliant. So I do hope that she's able to qualify. Of course, the next opportunity to do so coming up in Italy next month. There's another opportunity in Bangkok the month later, so still plenty of chances for boxers to qualify for Paris. That's certainly something she'll want to do, as both fighters making their way to the referee, and we would expect this, of course, is going to be a unanimous decision in favour of Ngamba.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, bout number 18, please show your appreciation for both boxers. So, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards where your officials at ringside. Scoring split decision in favour of your winner. Boxing out of the red corner, it's Cindy Ngamba. A round of applause, both boxers.
So, the win for Ngamba, and not just a win, in really impressive style and against a really experienced, accomplished boxer.
A great performance there,
Split
and a great win.
4-1 in favour of Ngamba. What a display that was. And that's great to see, because she'll want to be at her very best, as will all the boxers going into the Olympic qualification tournaments, and it looks like she really is. She's had to come up a weight, because of course fighters having to fit into the Olympic weights, she's had to come up in weight, and clearly it's working well for her, because what a display that was from Cindy Ngamba. A real character in the sport.
Smiling to the crowd now, she is.
Certainly is. She's a crowd pleaser in and out of the ring, and we really hope that we will see her on the big stage at the Olympics. Let's hope that she can qualify. Exactly the kind of character in and out of the ring that we want to see on the world stage. A change in the schedule here. We should have been seeing England's George Crotty in against Tahiti, but the Tahitian fighter has pulled out, so we won't be seeing George Crotty in action now. Instead, it'll be Germany and Wales. Kevin Schuman of Germany against Taylor Bevan, the Welshman. Extremely accomplished fighters, both of them, so expect a bout and a contest of the very highest quality coming up next as we go to our MC, Craig Denholm.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, bout number 19, which is a light heavyweight contest. Your red corner, Noah Toumer of French Polynesia versus George Crotty of England, is a walkover in favour of George Crotty of England. So, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to bout number 20. So, introducing your boxers to the ring, and firstly, your red corner representing Germany, give it up for Kevin Bookie Schuman.
So, as you've just heard, a change to the schedule as George Crotty's opponent has withdrawn. So if you're joining us expecting that fight to happen, that won't unfortunately be happening. George Crotty, a walkover now as he will progress to the next stage. So instead, another top quality
fight in the light heavyweight 80 kilo division for the men. Kevin Schuman, high quality operator is Schuman. Highly accomplished fighter. He's fighting out of the red corner.
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing to the ring your blue corner, representing Wales, give it up for Taylor Bevan.
We are expecting a contest of the highest quality here because, as I've just said, Kevin Schuman, the German, highly accomplished, but he's in against Welshman Taylor Bevan, 3-time national champion, Commonwealth Games silver medalist in 2022. Joined the full-time Wales squad in 2018 and the GB programme in 2022. Top quality operator in the light heavyweight division. This fight between these two is a repeat of the World Boxing Cup semi-final in Cologne in November. Bevan was the victor on that occasion, winning by unanimous decision. Will it be repeat or revenge?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 20, which is a light heavyweight contest scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing the all red with white trim, representing Germany, give it up for Kevin Boykai Schuman. And across the ring, his opponent, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the all blue with white trim, representing Wales, give it up for Taylor Bevan. Your referee at the bell, Mr. Lee Innes, MBE.
So this will be a contest of the highest quality, as I say, a repeat of the World Boxing Cup semi-final in Cologne in November. Bevan won that one by unanimous decision on points, so will it be repeat or revenge? Kevin Schuman, of course, will have something to say about that. The boxer representing Germany in red. Under 21's European champion in 2018 and national champion. Lost to Ramtin Musa, who we'll see up next against the Czech Republic. Lost to him in Finland last November in the Tama final. So he wants to improve his record against the English fighters here, and this is an opportunity to do it. Not a great deal of time between the two fights since November, of course, but you can still make those improvements, Gemma.
Yeah, definitely. I was fortunate enough to be there to watch the fight in November, and it was a great fight then. Obviously, Taylor deservingly getting the win, so it'll be great to see how this one goes, obviously, with Kevin trying to get that revenge win, and obviously Taylor trying to get the win number 2. Great jabs there from Taylor.
Yeah, 3-time national champion Taylor Bevan and Commonwealth Games silver medalist, and as you can see, really technically skillful fighter. He's got a lovely style to watch as well, neat and tidy. Ships a decent shot from Schuman there though, so but he'll be well aware that he has to stay switched on. He's a good fighter, is Schuman, good boxer. Fiery exchanges these between the two men. Very short time ago since they fought in November, so certainly know all about each other.
Very competitive.
Just trying to find that edge, isn't it? Just trying to find the edge. Judges looking for technical and tactical superiority. Target shots landed on target areas, so plenty for them to consider. When it's happening at the rapid speed that these exchanges are, it's really difficult to do, Gemma.
Yeah, it's been a very fast tempo first round this, with fast punches thrown.
Been a great weapon so far for
a lot
Taylor
landing,
Bevan, as
yeah.
that sharp jab, sticking it in the face of Schuman, and sometimes sharply enough to knock his head back, which will be catching the eye of the judges. I'm sure he's very much on the front foot, Taylor Bevan, isn't he? He's the man who's pushing Schuman back most of the time, which may as well be something that the judges favour, because unless you're coming back with
rapid and eye-catching counter punches, then it is deemed as a positive to be the front foot fighter, pushing the fighter back. Wonderful combination from him.
He's got a great engine, Taylor, and also he punches hard.
That was a nice, sharp, accurate lead hand from the German fighter in red, Kevin Schuman. He's just become tangled as we enter the final seconds of this opening round.
A great first round of boxing there from...
Taylor Bevan, his dad Lester is a coach, and his brother is a top quality footballer, played at the professional level. He beat Schuman in the semi-final and went on to win gold at the World Boxing Cup in Cologne last year. So we got it 3-2 to Taylor Bevan that first round. There's Welsh legend Colin Jones just makes his way over to check the scores. Of course, he was on the full-time Wales squad from 2018, Taylor Bevan, so we'll have done a lot of work with Colin Jones, the former world champion and huge legend in Wales, Sports Palace Personality of the Year there in 1993.
Seconds out.
So he'll obviously be right behind the Welsh fighters.
Round 2.
So this one very finely balanced, as it's 3-2 in that first round, according to the judges, in favour of Taylor Bevan. So work to do, and Schuman knows he's very much still in this, Gemma, and you can see he's really come out.
He's definitely come out competitive,
hasn't he, and come out aggressively, and Bevan's going to have to match that.
Taylor is trying to match that as well, getting just a bit tangled up, both of them.
Both so eager to get those shots off that sometimes smothering their own work and getting tangled, but back at range now. Nice sharp jab from Taylor Bevan there, and again wonderful effective shot for Bevan, that is, and he gets the timing and the range right on it. It's exceptional, snappy, accurate jab. Schuman tends to just flick that jab out.
Flick that jab, yeah, leans back a bit.
Taylor really steps in behind his jab, doesn't he? Got some real force as he goes down to the body as well. Out of range, bit of a wild swing takes Taylor Bevan off his balance, but back to his feet now, goes back to work to the body as well. It's good to see that, Gemma, as well.
High tempo, nice, yeah.
The judges obviously will factor in for that shots on target areas, and that includes work to the body, which sometimes does get neglected. It's good to see Bevan working the body as well. So eager to get at each other, aren't they? It's
such a
feel the adrenaline in
round.
there and the competitive juices flowing, and
they both want this.
They just come head to head and meet fire with fire, and Schuman just preferring to step back and keep that little bit of range, and he does seem to be getting his range and timing a little bit now. Bevan can't allow him to get into his rhythm and get comfortable.
Lovely backhand there
work
from Taylor.
Lovely jab to set up a crisp backhand from Bevan there. Caught Schuman with that shot, nice and flush. Really good shot, and that's exactly what he needed to do, Gemma, because he was just starting to get a bit of momentum and rhythm.
Yeah,
Schuman, and he just stopped him in his tracks with
an eye catcher, which will catch the judge's eyes.
Also stops that rhythm and momentum for the German fighter in red, Kevin Schuman, who's a skilled operator, and he's on his toes now. Bevan can't allow him to get into that rhythm. He doesn't want to find himself having to chase him down. When you start trying to chase a fighter down like that, you can end up off balance and throwing wild shots in desperation. Falling a bit short with that one, Bevan, but
another great competitive
really
round that.
For both fighters.
It'll be interesting to see what the judges preferred in that round.
It really will, because totally different styles that we saw on display there. Started boxing at 12 years old, Taylor Bevan. He watched his dad train at the local club. In fact, they both fought on the same show once. His favourite boxer is Marco Barrera.
It's all to play for in this round. 3-2 to the man in red.
To Schuman, goodness me.
It's going to be a very competitive round, this third round, and it's
all comes down to this third and final round. Yeah, his favourite boxer is Marco Barrera, of course, the multiple weight world champion from Mexico, and he won the best bout of the year at the GB Awards 2 years on the run. He won it in 2022 for his clash with his teammate Aaron Bowen at the Commonwealth Games, and won it last year for his victory over the USA's Raheem Robbie Gonzalez,
which again I was fortunate to watch, and that fight deserved that award.
He's certainly known for being in good fights. Taylor Bevan has won the best bout of the year 2 years on the run at the GB Awards, and you can see why, because this is an absolute humdinger. Of course we were expecting a high quality bout, as these two are high quality operators, and there is a great deal on the line here, with it being of course an Olympic year. They'll want to prove themselves that they ought to be the fighters selected for their countries at the Olympic qualification tournaments, and the 80 kilo category incredibly competitive at GB and for Germany, so the two of them have got to impress to get picked and selected ahead of their teammates. So these fights therefore a great deal at stake, and you can see that in just how competitive this fight is.
And one thing Taylor's good at is digging deep when he needs to, and I think we're really going to see that this round, as he's going to really want to
it all is
make sure it's
third round. Both of them have to draw on all their experience, all of that training, taking instruction from the corner and trying to execute it, because there's no margin for error here. It's so tight. 2-3 and 3-2 the first two rounds. The judges split, so both fighters are going to have to stake their claim to convince the judges of their superiority. It's all on the line. A minute and a half thereabouts remaining in this third and final round. What a contest this is. Top quality, but also fierce and competitive, Gemma. Just incredible stuff from both fighters.
Yeah, definitely a great performance from them both. This in a very hard fight, as they're both such experienced boxers and know each other well.
Bevan not giving Schuman an inch as he steps across, cuts the ring off.
Just using smart pressure, catching him there with that jab on the way in.
Trying to set up the opportunity to get that backhand off again, because he has caught him a couple of occasions with that backhand, Taylor Bevan. Just trying to adjust his feet on the way in. There he does, he lands that backhand again. Those are the shots that can make the difference when it's so tight. Both landing there in that exchange. 45 seconds remaining in this one, still all to play for. Both fighters are going to have to bite down on the gum shields now. They just need to find those few combinations that they can put together, or indeed those big single shots that will catch the eye of the judges and make the difference here. It's so tight, this one. What a contest this has been. We expected it to be. This one even closer than that encounter at the World Boxing Cup semi-final last November, Gemma.
Yes, definitely.
The clackers have gone for the remaining seconds. Both fighters will be looking to land those final shots now to convince the judges. Falling short a little bit, Schuman. Can Bevan capitalise on that? A lovely backhand finished at the end. What a contest that was between these two fighters. Lovely show of respect at the end there. A superb display from both fighters.
Great contest with two brilliant boxers.
Impossible to call this one. The judges unable to separate them with any clarity in the first two rounds, so it was all coming down to this final round.
It'll be interesting to see which way the judges will go with this one.
Both fighters quick to make the way to the referee. They'll want to. It's an agonising wait, even these few seconds as a fighter in a close contest like that with so much on the line.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, bout number 20, please show your appreciation for both boxers. So, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards where your officials at ringside score a split decision in favour of your winner. Boxing out of the blue corner, it's Taylor Bevan.
So huge disappointment for Schuman. lost by unanimous decision in November against Taylor Bevan. A split decision today, so a huge improvement from the German fighter. There'll be plenty of positives he can take from that. And a really, really difficult opening bout for Taylor Bevan, but goodness me, did he apply himself well. Met fire with fire when he needed to. So accurate and sharp with that jab, and I think, Gemma, as well, one of the differences was when he landed that backhand, he landed it cleanly. Big shots that were eye-catching for the judges, and that perhaps was the difference in the end in what was an incredibly close contest of the highest quality.
Yeah, definitely. Them few backhands in them rounds would just snap the head back. It catches the eyes of the judges, and I think that's what happened there for them, just to tip over the edge to Bevan getting the win.
Well, we expected and were hoping for a top quality contest, and that delivered, and then some.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to bout number 21. Introducing your boxers to the ring. Firstly, introducing your red corner, representing England. Give it up for Musa.
Well, we've just seen an incredible display from the Welshman Taylor Bevan in the light heavyweight 80 kilo category. We didn't get to see Englishman George Crotty as his opponent withdrew, the Tahitian fighter. So you can see just how highly competitive the men's light heavyweight 80 kilogram category is at GB. And Ramtin Musa is no exception, another excellent, highly skilled fighter in this weight category for GB. Fighting out of the red corner, Ghanaian-born boxer who moved to the UK in 2012.
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing your blue corner, representing the Czech Republic, give it up for Jindřich Janica.
Jindřich Janica from the Czech Republic, national champion in 2023, makes his way to the ring. He's had 5 professional contests, 4 of them stopped his opponent in the first round. The last one in October, he won in a unanimous points decision in a 4-rounder. His last out in the Olympic style boxing in the national finals, where he beat Thomas Bourez in the final in December on points. So he's a fighter that's has made the switch between professional and Olympic style boxing. Will that be a help or a hindrance?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 21, which is a light heavyweight contest scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing all red with white trim, representing England, give it up for Ramtin Musa. And across the ring, his opponent, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing all blue with white trim, representing the Czech Republic, give it up for Jindřich Janica. Your referee, representing Germany, give it up for Hogerson.
Highly competitive weight category, even amongst your own teammates, if you happen to be an 80 kilogram light heavyweight boxer for GB. So work to do for all the 80 kilo boxers here, because of course, as we've been mentioning,
round 1,
not just a matter of pride on the line representing your country at this tournament. The boxers will be wanting to make sure that the coaches are in no doubt to select them for the qualification tournaments coming up next month in Italy and the following month in Bangkok. So a lot at stake here for these fighters pursuing their Olympic dreams as we get this one underway. Ramtin Musa fighting out of the red corner, representing England, and against the man from the Czech Republic in blue, Jindřich Janica. As I say, he has had 5 professional bouts, the man from the Czech Republic. The first 4 first round stoppages, and then went the distance in a 4-rounder last year, but won the national finals in the Olympic style boxing against Thomas Burres in December, so interesting to see if that experience in the pro ranks will have made a difference to him. Seeing that lovely jab from Ramtin Musa to the body and the head. Close and competitive contest, this one so far. Fox's Beartown ABC was his hometown club. Ramtin Musa. He was born in Ghana but moved to the UK in 2012. He was the elite champion, national champion last year. Became the national champion in his 25th fight. As a youth, he had trials for GB. Wasn't selected the first time. Says it was put that down to his inexperience at that time of asking, but the second time he came for the trials in 2019 and got picked for GB. That was after having 50 bouts, so double the experience the first time that he came for the trial, and subsequently now he's a GB fighter. It's been quite clear that after this Olympic cycle, whether he qualifies or not, plans to turn professional. So he's got ambitions in that regard. He's one of the 11 boxers from 5 different countries to win gold at the Tama tournament last November as well, so it's a really good experience for him. Aggressive style that we're seeing from the Czech Republic fighter in blue, Janica. It's impressive at times when he gets the chance to let his hands go, and Musa just utilising that jab effectively, as we've just seen there. Nice check up for Musa as he spins off. Just falls a bit short with that uppercut, but good to see him showing a variety of shots there. Musa says that his friends got him into the gym. He says he was a bit lazy at first when he started, and then his dad had a word with him, and that's been given by all judges in favour of the boxer from England, Ramtin Musa, which is a good start for him. He says his dad had a word with him, and he said you've got to give it 100%, and he thought, alright, I'm going to commit to this, and he got a stoppage in that first fight, and he's never looked back. He's got the nickname Rambo, which was given to him by Patrick Brown's dad. He's another GB fighter. He'll be joining us on commentary for this evening session. We're back with you from 5 o'clock, and Pat Brown will be with us then. But his dad gave him the nickname Rambo after they used to spar together, and his dad said he boxes a bit like Rambo, and he never stops and keeps coming forward. So Ramtin Rambo Musa.
Round 2.
Takes the first round according to all the judges, unanimously in that opening round. Gemma Richardson has been with us on commentary this morning, but has gone to get ready for training now, so as I say, we'll have Patrick Brown with us later on. And the two boxers get tangled. Back to work now though. Lovely shots there from Musa, just knocking the head back of the Czech Republic fighter. Important to do that, not just to give you confidence and momentum, but certainly to be eye-catching for the judges. We saw in the last incredible bout between Taylor Bevan and Kevin Schuman, that those big shots in a close contest can be the difference when the margins are so fine. Lovely work from Musa there. Quality shot to the body and then back up to the head. Really good to see, mixing upstairs and downstairs from Musa, and he's really starting to find his range now and throw these shots with a lot more authority. Big backhand again, he's starting to overpower the Czech Republic fighter now. This sustained aggression. Lovely backhand again landed. Really setting his feet now and loading up behind these big shots is Ramtin Musa. Czech Republic fighter really struggling to keep him off as he backs him into the corner, put him under immense pressure here as he loads up. Good work from Musa. Lovely backhand again, the referee having a good look at the Czech fighter. just unable to keep Musa off as he takes a standing 8 count. No surprise there, because he was under an absolute torrent of pressure there from Musa. Referee happy for it to continue. There's a long way to go in this round yet, though. A minute remaining as Musa continues this pressure, and you can see why he was given that nickname of Rambo from Patrick Brown's dad, because he just does not stop coming. And as this second round has progressed, he's really started to load up and throw those shots with even more tenacity and authority, and really starting to have an impact on Janica. He's doing what he can to throw back, but seldom anything coming back from the Czech Republic fighter. Finding it really increasingly difficult to keep Musa off as he just keeps marauding forward with a barrage of shots from all angles, body and head, as he ships another big backhand, makes him a little unsteady on his feet at the closing seconds. And I can see in front of me here, I'm just by the blue corner, and a very, very tired Janica making his way back to the corner. 10-8 rounds there, unanimously from the judges. The referee will certainly be keeping an eye on this one, because way behind on the scorecards, already having received an 8 count in the second round, and it's not likely that anything's going to change in the third, so the referee will be keeping it in mind that he won't want him to take too much unnecessary punishment. So doesn't see something coming back from him in this round. You could possibly see a stoppage here, but let's see. It only takes one punch and he can be right back in this one. Musa will be aware of that. He's experienced enough to know.
Third and final round.
Keep that concentration. Straight back behind the jab, Musa. Just finding his range with that jab, Musa, but once he gets within range, he's able to let his hands go. It's just irrepressible. Janica in blue from the Czech Republic, finding it difficult to keep him off. He's applied himself well in the opening stages of this third round, though. You feel like it is just a matter of time until Musa finds his range again and gets back to work. We're seeing that now as he's loading up with those combinations, pushing his man back again. Lovely shot to the body and back up to the head from Musa. Breathing heavily now, open-mouthed, the fighter from the Czech Republic, and his body language is giving the referee all the signals to indicate that he doesn't really want to continue here. And that was a quality display from Ramtin Musa, who just didn't relent, did he? He was relentless in continuing to come forward, landing heavy shots, head and body, from every angle. Really difficult for the Czech Republic fighter to keep him off. And a good performance from Ramtin Musa. And when we were saying earlier what a competitive division weight category this is, just amongst the GB boxers, that should tell you everything. Taylor Bevan in an incredibly close split decision over the quality operator from Germany, Kevin Schuman. George Crotty we didn't get to see as his opponent pulled out, but what a display.
Okay, ladies and
Musa.
gentlemen, bout number 21, please show your appreciation for both boxers. So, ladies and gentlemen, your referee stopped the contest in round number 3, giving you your winner. Boxing out of the red corner, it's Ramtin Musa. A round of applause, both boxers.
Dejected looking chin-rich Janica from Czech Republic did everything he could there, but there was nothing he could do to stave off those incredible, powerful attacks from Ramtin Musa. The power, aggression, the accuracy. Some really impressive combinations. And he just didn't relent, Ramtin Musa. A great performance from him. And again, we've seen Taylor Bevan today. We've seen Ramtin Musa. We didn't get to see George Crotty. We're going to see the Scotsman Alan Perry in this same division coming up next, but that tells you everything about just how incredibly competitive this weight category is. 80 kilograms for the men's light heavyweight, so just to put yourself in contention to be considered for the Olympic qualifiers takes some doing. Such is the high standard at that weight category. Got Scotland's Alan Perry now in against the German fighter Ben Ehis coming up next. This will be our final bout of the morning session.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are at bout number 22, which is the final bout of this session. Introducing your boxers, and firstly your red corner representing Scotland, give it up for Alan Perry.
This will be our final bout of the morning session. We're back with you from 5 o'clock. We'll tell you more about what you can expect from the evening session a little later. We've got a really intriguing bout here first though, between Scotland's Alan Perry, fighting out of the red corner, making his way to the ring. Interestingly, was Scotland's first ever European school champion back in 2019.
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing your blue corner, representing Germany, give it up for Ben Ehis.
He's in against the German fighter Ben Ehis. He's a two-time national champion, gold medalist at the Eindhoven Cup. Started boxing late, he was 17 when he got involved with boxing. Says it was quite undisciplined as a kid. One day a friend invited him along to the gym. Said he went in planning and expecting to beat the other kids up, but ended up receiving a few beatings himself. So he knuckled down, worked hard. Things turned around at school with his family, and subsequently says that boxing has turned his life around and made him the man that he is, and now he's obviously on a really positive path. And that's the incredible difference that sport can make in athletes' lives, whether at the elite level or not.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 22, which is a light heavyweight contest scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes. And introducing your boxers, firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing the all red with white, and representing Scotland, give it up for Alan Perry. And across the ring, his opponent, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing all blue with white trim, representing Germany, give it up for Ben Ehis. Your referee at the bell, representing England, Mr. Tony Buff.
So Alan Perry representing Scotland in red, and Ben Ehis representing Germany in blue. As I was just saying earlier, Alan Perry was Scotland's first ever European school champion in 2019.
Round 1.
He was the GB youth champion at 80 kilos. That took place last year in June, but it was, despite winning, he was unhappy with the nature of the win, because in the final against Willie Loveridge, he was well in control for the entire contest, but it finished with his opponent being disqualified for persistent holding, and that left Perry feeling pretty unhappy. It's not the way that he wanted to win, but ultimately the record books will reflect that he is a British youth champion. Fighted fought at Doghouse Boxing Club. Quality exchanges from both fighters in these early stages. And Ehis, the boxer in blue from Germany, 2 times national champion. He's won gold at the Eindhoven Cup as well. And as I say, he did start boxing late at 17, but credits boxing with making him the man that he is and turning his life around in a positive direction. So no matter what you achieve, of course, that's the difference that sport can make in people's lives, and it's great to see him here being able to compete in the sport that he loves and that's made such a difference to his life at the elite level. Alan Perry really going into these exchanges now with a great deal of aggression and just taking care of his defensive responsibilities before firing back. Close competitive bout this one, as he's just flicking out that jab. Perry finishes that exchange with the lead hook. Nice backhand as well. Appears to me that he's getting the better of these exchanges, the Scotsman. Nice tight defence when he's under pressure from Ahis, but when he fires back, really plants his feet and loads up, and it's perhaps the more eye-catching stuff coming from the man in red. 40 seconds remaining in this opening round. A very competitive and close round though, and again the judges have got plenty to factor in. Tactics and technical ability and landing shots on target areas, and it's difficult at times to choose between the two, both having successes in these exchanges. Neither of them favouring single shots too often, they're tending to throw in flurries once they get the chance to let the hands go and get in range. They both are doing so, so it'll be interesting to see how the judges have this one. Both fighters make their way back to the corners. The Boxing Scotland, oh let's see, there we go, we've got Alan Perry down on the cards for this opening round, and we've got Ahis ahead, so all of the judges in agreement in the opening round. So much for the judges to factor in, that when you're watching it as a fan of boxing, or indeed from this position here, calling the action, perhaps not looking for quite the same things as they're looking for, the number of shots landed and the nature of those shots landed, as well as the general dominance in the bout, and all of them favouring Ahis in the opening round. So work to do for Alan Perry. Boxing Scotland Performance Director Craig McAvoy says the fact that Perry is here competing at this level is testament to his mindset and ambition. He's just 18 years old. It's a great opportunity for him to show what he can do at this level. So important to have these opportunities to compete at on the international stage, because it's a very different feel to what you've been used to on your club shows, where everything's a lot more familiar. You meet lots of different styles in these competitions. The whole setup is different, the atmosphere. You've got to deal with all that outside of the ring as well as what's in front of you with your opponent. So really important that the boxers are given the opportunity to build these experiences. On the front foot, Ben Ahis, the German fighter in blue. He's got somewhat of an old school throwback style in many ways. Nice and compact, rolls the shots, comes up and under with his own. Nice work defensively, he'll work the head and the body. As I say, he's got that old school style about him, which is really pleasant to watch. He works really well on the inside, the German fighter, finding those gaps, finding a way through to penetrate the guard of Alan Perry. He doesn't, of course, have the experience that the German fighter has, and hence why he's starting to dominate, and that's what the experience affords you, generally speaking. You're able to quickly problem solve and work out how to get the edge on your opponent. The more time you get the opportunity to do that, the better you get at it. Oh, nice uppercut there from the German fighter. But Perry acquitted himself really well here. He's not had the chance to get his combinations off as much as he did in the first round, and not with the same power as he's starting to tire here. And that's another thing, getting used to not just the physicality of international competition, but the mental concentration it requires at the top level. Just the slightest mistake or switch off, you get punished. Can be tiring in that sense as well. Doing well here though, Alan Perry, just trying to flick out that jab and give something for Ahis to think about. Thought Perry did well in the first round to I thought he had the better of some of those exchanges, because he was throwing with a great deal of aggression, but he's not been able to produce that in the second round as he started to tire. He's breathing heavily now. He's just on his bike a little bit, takes a bit of a walk, and a good round from the German fighter in blue, Ben Ahis there. As I say, he does have that, what I would consider to be an old school sort of throwback style, really nice and tidy, really neat defensively. As we see one of the judges on the scorecards giving a 10-8 round there to Ben Ahis. So well ahead on the scorecards, Ahis. This is very much a learning and development fight now, and what the coaches will be looking for is for Alan Perry to make some adjustments in this third round, see if he can execute the instructions that they're giving him, and just improve on tiny little things that they'll be asking him to do between rounds, and also whether he can get through this final round in terms of
third and last round,
in terms of just gathering that bit of energy that's required to try and fire back, because when you're under relentless pressure like this, some fighters can just decide to just try and get through it and tuck up, as opposed to really bite down on the gum shield, as they say, and try and fight back. And that's what we're seeing from Alan Perry, and it's something the coaches are going to want to see from him. You don't want to see a fighter's spirit broken, that even if they're outboxed or just in with someone with more experience, I want to see him still trying to give their all to the final bell. That's an important part, of course, of that elite mentality, and we're seeing that from Alan Perry now. He's not been deterred, he's continued to try and fight back against Ben Ahis, but he's got that nice compact style, very relaxed. Lovely lead hand there, rocking the head back of the Scotsman. Once he gets in range, Ben Ahis is really effective, so comfortable when he's up close, just rolling the shots and finding the target body and head really accurately, as we've just seen there. He was able to just adjust his feet there to throw that backhand through the overhand shot. That's what he's able to do. That's what experience can give you. Just seeing those opportunities and being able to respond in a split second. Just over a minute remaining in this one. As we see him working to the body again, Ben Ahis. Lovely work putting those combinations together. Great learning fight this for the youngster from Scotland, Alan Perry. As I mentioned before, the Boxing Scotland performance director Craig McAvoy was saying that the very fact that he's here, just 18 years old, competing at this level, is testament to his mindset and ambition, and he'll take so much from this fight, because he's in with a quality opponent who brings a lot of experience and pedigree to this. So he's acquitted himself really well. Lovely shot there from Perry. He's taken a bit of momentum and confidence from that, and he's really trying to push Ahis back now. He's got to be careful not to switch off, got to be mindful of his defensive responsibilities, but a lovely finish to the round for him if he can keep him up against the ropes here and sustain this attack. Just ends up, a quick word from the referee about keeping his head up, and a nice finish to that final round from Alan Perry, and that's good to see. Exactly what the coaches will be looking for from a young fighter who's developing and building experience. He looks pretty exhausted, and he's every right to be, because he put absolutely everything into that, and he was in with a really tough opponent, making that transition from the youth to the seniors. Again, big physical difference, but also mentally at the elite level, having to stay on, switched on for every second of every round. Did a really good job of doing so, Alan Perry, but Really good performance from the German fighter Ben Ahis, as we've seen some of his handiwork there, working both the body and head, knocking the head back of Perry. Really effective.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, bout number 22, fighter. Please show your appreciation for both boxers. Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards where your officials at ringside score a unanimous decision victory in favour of your winner. Boxing out of the blue corner, it's Ben Ahis. A round of applause, both boxers.
Well, a really good performance at this early stage of development for Scotland's Alan Perry. And that will stand him in good stead. There's plenty of positive to take for the coaches and for Alan Perry himself, and I'm sure they will do that. Plenty to build on. Really made a really good account of himself in that men's 80kg light heavyweight contest. What a morning of boxing we've had here for the World Boxing Cup at the English Institute of Sport here in Sheffield. Plenty more to come from 5 o'clock. We'll be back with you later on. We've got more home interest, of course, this evening in Joe Tyers. Really interesting fighter. Comes from a big fighting family. His brother Jimmy, a professional fighter. We've got Hughie Maloney and Patrice Mugalza, 2 English fighters going up against each other as well. Lewis Richardson, who of course was with us on commentary yesterday, he's in action around 6:15. That one will be against Norway. Really accomplished fighter. So plenty of home interest with our English fighters. Don't have any Scottish or Welsh fighters this evening, but we've got 5 English fighters in action for you to look forward to. So look forward to that in the light welterweight category and light middleweight category. Men's bouts at 63.5 kilo and 71 kilo this evening from 5 o'clock. Thank you for joining us here on BBC Sports from the English Institute of Sport. What an incredible morning of boxing we've had. Some top quality contests, as you'd expect. More to come this evening from 5 o'clock, and I'll be joined by GB boxer Patrick Brown on commentary as well. We'll see you then.